if okay, you know what happened to that little boy with the white racist lady?
Yeah.
If this atheist was, you
Hmm.
know, discussing the God or whatever, and they were side by side, this was happening simultaneously, they would be more mad at the atheist. They will sit there and allow that little boy to have all that damage done to them, but they will go after the atheist. And I believe that's a fact. Like, come on, hands down.
Yeah, I think that they would raise money for a believer that did some egregious shit the same way racists did. Like they
Right.
would support the believer's bullshit.
Hmm.
We see them do it on the stage every damn day when the
It
believer
ain't a
could be
wild
saying
claim. Exactly.
believers
They
could be
even,
saying the most egregious shit, the most illogical shit on stage, and they support it. They
yes.
gift them while they're doing it. Like
Thank
we see
you.
them doing that.
They literally that, and that should be it. It pisses me the hell off. They literally be gifting these people. So to sit here and say it's a wild claim shifted, that's bullshit. You are not living in reality. I mean, these people even say that they're going to like unalive their children for the God. Like, come on.
Yeah. To the YouTubers, Christina can't go live today, so I was gonna sit on her panel, but she has some work stuff to do, so I'm going live in Christina's place. Since people were gonna be twiddling their thumbs today, we shut down early last night, so I got some rest and just filling a spot since Christina couldn't go live. But welcome to the YouTubers.
If
I
it's a
think
wild claim, then go look at those YouTube videos. Go look at Thinker's YouTube videos. Then come back in a month's time after you done gone through majority of it and say the same thing. I bet you won't.
the just them even commenting that it's a wild claim is just it's them doing it in action, right? Like they don't even have to go to the YouTube because they sit here and they watch it happen and they ignore it, and then they tell themselves those aren't true Christians, right? And that's how they can separate themselves from that type of behavior, and how they can turn a blind eye to it by saying they're not true believers.
Exactly. But the gag is those people are acting just like their God.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Ben, I was responding to someone else then.
Let's see who's in the guest box. If you are a believer, if you're deconstructing, if you're an atheist, the guest box is open. That's also Ray. We shut down early last night because we didn't have anybody come up. Keep in mind, y'all, the live isn't just for believers, it's for non believers too. This is a place for if you are deconstructing or if you're thinking about deconstructing. You can come up, you can ask the questions that you wanted to ask pertaining to the topics that we're talking about. Of course, if you are a nerd, you can go off topic and ask any question pertaining to your deconstruction journey. And it's for believers who feel that the stuff that we're in here talking about, you feel we don't know what we're talking about and you want to challenge that shit or you want to defend your belief. You can come up and participate in the conversation. Of course, like at first the live was not intended for Christians to participate, but because I am atheist and I have a heart, and I actually know how to pivot and learn and grow, I did allow Christians to participate in the conversation. But this isn't a Christian debate live. Like this isn't a live just where we debate Christians in here. So don't feel like because you may be a non-believer or because you are deconstructing you can't come on stage. I would prefer you to come on stage. I would prefer to have the conversations with you. That's just how how I set up the live.
I
What's up, El
think we
Osa?
need to do
What you say, Lala?
like they gotta get the heart knees and the arrows moving. I need y'all to tap I need to get to 50K. I know we could do it. Um, Send those heart me's, those popular arrows. I'm still stuck on the team bracelets. Please tap, please share the live. Thank you for the shares. Let's try and double that, but do it slowly. Thinker has a gift goal of hearts. Don't forget to subscribe. Pay links are in bio, as well as the link for merchandise. And who is Lucifer's lawyer?
That's
That's
Lexi.
Lex.
Oh, okay.
That's my wife's wife.
Lex is gonna knock you out one day.
Now Lex sent me a message earlier, and I was over there looking at Theo on After Atheist Live defending Islam.
Who?
Theo,
Theo was defending Islam?
I don't
God
know what's
dang
going on
Theo.
with
Hey
that
y'all.
kid.
Huh?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that kid. That's why I was asking him all them questions last time. I was like, bro, I think you just kind of copy what you hear, bro.
Yeah, he might just be confused. I don't know.
He's 18.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Allegedly, allegedly.
Theo, hey guys.
Hey,
What's up,
Selena.
Selena?
Theo is that person that does things to fit in. Like when
yeah.
he's cussing and everything, that's just to
It's
fit
not
in.
him. Yeah, I
It's
can
really
tell
not.
that. I could tell that he copies a lot. He mimics,
Hmm.
I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, be yourself, kid.
Maybe he's trying to figure out what that is.
Yeah.
I don't want him to like listen to the live and think that we having a whole ass conversation about him.
Oh no,
True.
he's still on panel over there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's a trip. Whose panel is he on? You said African atheists?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't even know he I didn't even know he knew African atheists. He must have
Buddy
followed
said
your ass over there.
He probably
no,
follows
he probably followed
somebody.
Mac because Mac
Oh,
be on that panel.
oh, oh yeah. All right, y'all. We've been live for 15 minutes. The guest box is open. We're at 146 shares. If you have something to talk about, let's get the conversations going. I hope so. Where like the goal is to have conversations about um the indoctrination, about the belief system, how it affects society. That's the goal, uh, and why we go live. But without conversations, that like there's no need to be live.
Hmm.
So we're trying to keep it going, and it's up to the those of you that are deconstructing for this live to continue because that's the whole purpose of the live.
Alrighty.
I can't
Anyone?
believe Open Book named himself Biblical Bukkake. That is hilarious.
Definitely didn't see that coming.
Yeah. Biblical Bukkake. And I didn't know who it was at first until he commented on one of my videos. And I was like, that
That
is
is
Open
funny.
Book. Yeah. Yeah. Did you see the video, Lala?
No, we were talking. I'm about to go
Oh,
watch it now.
yeah. And then sometimes like even when I do make the videos, I I try not to stir the pot. Um, if you know what I mean.
Hmm.
Yeah. But I think I need to not try to worry about that anymore. Because like even with that, I'm still centering Christians' feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I get that because like you really want to like encourage thought and not just like immediate shell up and defend the belief behavior. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. At a certain point, you gotta act your age.
yeah. Like really, like all I really want. from that conversation is for believers, specifically Black believers, to be aware of how they make non-believers feel,
Hmm.
right? And how uh, in the situation, the only person that really changes once they gain knowledge that someone is a non-believer, the only factor or variable that changes in that relationship is the believer, right? Like the non-believer is still the same person, right?
Yeah.
Um, what Dr. B said, I'm worried I have to hurt Oso's feelings. Would you let him know that he is my favorite?
I'm not
Dr.
gonna
B
fall
wants you
for
to know that you are his favorite.
it.
Oso.
I'm not gonna fall for it. He trying to get me. What's up, JP?
But yeah, like the believer changes how they see the non-believer, right? So the only
Mm,
the only thing that changes is the believer, and then it usually is a negative change, like a negative transformation, right? The believer goes from seeing the non-believer as someone good, someone intellectual, someone helpful, um, to seeing them as now they are demonic. Now they're um, hurt, right? They start wondering why they don't believe in the God. So then they start saying things. Oh, you're just hurt. You're just confused. You just want to sin, and the believer becomes a an adversary to the non-believer. You that they become the thing that makes the that introduces the uncomfortableness or the stress in the life of the non-believer, not the other way around. Does that
mm.
make sense? Like
Yeah,
almost like
it's
they become the devil to the non-believer.
yeah, it's like a made up perceived threat all of a sudden. Like, and I don't. I'm beginning to think that uh that like they can only find belief in the fact that it's a bunch of people that believe it. Because a lot of times I'll come up here and be like, well, if it's so fake, then why do so many people follow this? And it's like, well, we know
Or they'll
why.
say, or they'll say, if it's not real, then why do y'all talk
Hello?
about it?
That too.
Yeah. What's up, Lala?
It's already got 800 views. Like,
What?
yes. Let me
It's
double check.
800 views in 20 minutes?
Over 800. Yep.
Or
You gonna piss these people off. Well, hopefully it gets them to freaking think.
like that's all I want them to think about is how they are the variable that changes in that relationship,
Mm,
right? Like the believer, the non-believer is still the same. There was a video um that a guy did. I just did a video on my page, Dr. B, right before I went live. There was a video that a guy did that talked about the difference between a muffin and a cupcake. And he was saying, if I handed you a cupcake with icing on it and told you it was a cupcake, you would say that's a cupcake. And then he said, if I wipe all the icing off and hand it to you, and told you that it was a muffin, you would think that it was a muffin. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, no, the fuck I wouldn't, because I know the difference between a cupcake and a muffin.
mm-mm.
Right? I know that a cupcake rises differently than a muffin. They taste different. The
Mhm.
the
The
ingredients are
texture, yeah.
different. Yeah, because I don't just go by what somebody tells me or by what I see. Like
Hmm.
there are details in a thing that make a thing, right?
Right.
But he kept saying, it is what I told you it is. And it reminded me of believers, right? And so he said, you are missing vital information, right? And so you believe that it is what I tell you that it is. And I feel like that's the same thing when a non-believer, it hides the fact that they do not believe in a God, and they are in a relationship, like a family relationship, a spousal relationship, or a friendship with a believer. That non-believer is loved by the believer. They can chill with the believer. They can with the non-believer, they can travel with them. They can allow them to be in their wedding. They make them their godmother, all godchild, the godmother,
Godparent.
godfather. Yeah. Um, all they're doing all of this, feeling comfortable around this person because they lack the belief. I mean, they lack the knowledge that this person does not believe like them. So the
Right.
person is a cupcake to them, but really, this person is a muffin. Does that make sense? And
Yes.
so once they find out the ingredients and they realize that they've been chilling with a muffin all this time, now they want to treat the muffin like a muffin. But the only thing that changed is that they've gotten vital information.
Mm-hmm.
And the only person who changed what they was in that situation is the believer.
Yeah.
And then the believer starts to treat the non-believer differently. The believer starts to become what they claim the non-believer is, and that's the Satan or the Satan to the non-believer. You are this because you are evil. You are this because you are hurt. You are this because you want to sin. How dare you not believe in God? How dare you turn your back on the black community? It they don't realize that it's them. That's the thing that I want to come from. I want that conversation to happen
Yeah.
in the community. And comparing it to white supremacy, I know it's gonna piss a lot of them off, but that's just the fucking truth.
It is. You know how I feel about it. I've said that since, been saying that since I met you. There's no difference. I think they act just like Trump supporters.
Yeah,
They do.
yeah, and they either they refuse to see it or they can't see it, and that I haven't figured out yet. Hey Calypso,
Hey Thinker, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm okay. Um, I kind of just hopped up because of like what you're talking about, and it honestly it made me think about like in the beginning of my deconstruction journey, like really before I had even truly started deconstructing, and I just had questions and like the change that came just from asking the questions from like the relationships that I had and how I was being treated differently just from asking questions. I wasn't even an atheist yet. I was still a believer. I just was asking questions and I was confused and I had a lot of, pain and confusion going on, but I was still very much a believer. But it was just asking the questions that changed like the whole vibe. Like my closeness to my family changed. Like just so much changed just from asking the questions. Like a lot of them I don't even know if they even know I'm atheist. But it was just asking the questions. So
Yeah, that's exactly what happens, and then you're pushed and forced into to live in a closet, right? In order to not lose the relationships that you currently have in your life. And I say often, although the LGBTQIA community has it a lot worse than a non-believer, but the expectations are similar. Don't force your life on us. Don't force your views on the rest of us. Be a non-believer, but be a silent non-believer. Be gay, but be invisible. Be gay in the shadows, right? And it's like this utopia that we are trying to create on earth, this new earth that we've told ourselves a God wants, that we know it's impossible to have, because for 8,000 years we've been trying to create this thing. We've been trying to purge the evil from amongst us, and it ain't going nowhere, right? Even with supernatural abilities of a God, it's not going nowhere. So the only thing we can do now is force you into the darkness. right? Force you into silence. Live, but don't let people know that you exist. Like that's what I feel like.
Mm.
I agree 100%. And like when you bring up the LGBTQ part, I feel like what you're saying is like I'm noticing it and just like the being openly queer versus being DL and how prevalent like DL behavior is in so-called straight society, but like at the same time like we know what happens when conservative conventions go anywhere, Grinder shuts down. um and so it's just this weird thing of like for some reason they don't want people to like live in an acceptance of who they are. It's like they know that this that we exist and however we exist, but they just can't accept us. Like they can't. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the root of that is. I know somehow it has to do with YT supremacy. I know it somehow. I can't connect the dots yet. I'm connecting them, but like there's just something about like living opposite of reality, and I don't know what it is. I truly don't. It's the wildest thing. I have been seeing like such weird like pro DL content, and that sounds weird, but like I it's the weirdest thing, but you don't want openly queer people. It's insane. It's insanity.
I think they think that if they ignore us, we're gonna go away. But for me, it just makes me get louder. Have you know how a child wants something, right? And they're like, "Mom, Mom." Like one Thanksgiving, y'all, I was on the way to my mom's house, right? My mom lives 45 minutes away from me. And we were driving to my mom's house Thanksgiving morning when the kids were younger. And my youngest daughter was in the back seat and she was like, "Mom, Mom, Mom." Like she just kept calling my name. And I know she just wanted to ask, "How long are we there yet? Like, how long are we there?" Because she had been asking already. And so when she's calling my name and I'm not saying anything, and she like gets louder and louder, "Mom, Mom, Mom," almost to the point where she starts crying and she's like, she gets to a whisper and she's like, "Mom, Mom." And I just bust out laughing and I finally answered her. But like, most people think that if you don't answer someone, eventually they will stop. No. If it's something that someone wants, well, let me say me. If it's something that I want, I go after that thing. So like staying quiet on a conversation is not going to make me go away. Right? Like I can say that for myself. It's not going to make me go away. I'm going to notice that that's what you want to happen. And then I'm going to talk about that. Right. I'm going to talk about it, whether I talk about it on live. Because they tried to silence me on live the first time, like when I first started doing videos about the things that I was learning. So they started reporting my, on my page, they started reporting my page. And that's what made me reach out to Rhea and say, "Hey, do you want to go live?" So I moved to live. Like I'm just going to keep talking about it. Like I'm not going to go anywhere, right? Because this is the shit that I care about, and it's the conversation that I want to have. Like I'm genuinely interested and concerned, right? About
Yeah.
that. Like it doesn't make sense for people to be losing for like losing relationships, being told that they have to be quiet because they don't believe a
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah, and it
Like
feels like like you know how they like see the devil everywhere as confirmation that God exists. It feels like they're trying to like create a devil as like a way to, solidify their belief in a God. Because like they are so quick to see something like that and be like, well, the devil's using you right now, and like he's trying to make you lead people astray from God and stuff. It's like, well, damn, but is the nigga powerless? Like he can't, he can't fix that.
that's the thing. Can somebody block racist ass Nick? Thank y'all. That's the thing. He's in the guest request. The racist Latino that don't know who himself, that don't realize that he is the target right now of uh white supremacy. Thank you. Um, that's the thing that I don't understand, and that's the question that I asked at the end of the video is like, this is the thing y'all want to fight Satan back on? Like, if Satan has been busy all this time and Satan is out to get you, right? Why is the now that Satan is openly talking about non-belief, why is that the thing that you feel like you supposed to fight? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Satan is you blame Satan for slavery. That was the devil. That wasn't a God. But you don't fight back against that. You accept the position that your God allowed you to be in, right? Satan is responsible for all the hunger in the world because that's greed. But you turn a blind eye and you say, well, God feeds me, right? Like, you're not mad about that. The P3DO and the church, right? And the Catholic Church and the Southern Baptist Convention and Kojic, right? And SDA, right? Like, it's in every denomination. Not, I don't want to say every, but it's in more than just the Catholic Church. As Black Protestants will come up here and say that's Catholicism. It's in your churches too. It's in your denominations too. It's in your families. Like, y'all will literally say, keep family business in the family. Like, you'll protect that shit, right? Like, that's the devil. You'll be quiet and let the devil do that shit. This the thing? Being a Black non-believer, being a open Black non-believer, that's the thing that you got to fight the devil on? That? I don't understand that.
Somebody made an excellent point today, and something that I was looking at that was kind of touching on this, and they basically said something to the effect of, like, it seems like Christians are always trying to make something like abstract demonic, meanwhile they're surrounded by like actual demons. Like, they're laying in the bed with one, like your husband is SSAing your, you know what I mean, like your daughter, like you're like, that's her stepfather and he's SAing her, but like you'd rather lay next to him and call your daughter demonic. You know what I mean? Like, they're like,
Yeah.
it's weird.
On behalf of what they believe that a God told them to do, like their place, like the man, they have to have a man in order to be seen valuable in society, especially as a Black woman, because Black women are so demonized and told that they're not valuable unless, they're chasing some man or serving some man, and so they're willing to overlook that man harming their daughter so that they can hold on to that man and hold on to how they feel, right? Their so-called value that they have obtained in society. Like, looks and perception matters more than reality to them. That's why I said yesterday, parents who get upset about a child, one of their children, talking about their non-belief in a God, it's more about, don't you make me look bad, right? That the church is going to think that I did something wrong or that I sinned because I have a child who is going all around on the internet saying that they don't believe in God. The same way a Christian mom, especially a Black Christian mom, would feel about their daughter being pregnant. Now, one thing I can say is my mom never shamed my daughter. I mean, my little sister, when she got pregnant at 16, my mom never made her feel ashamed for that, and neither did she do it when my younger brothers became teenage parents. Like, my mom never shamed them, but we do, and neither did my dad. But we do see and hear the stories in here all the time where Black Christian parents would shame their kids for becoming teenage parents, and I feel like it's more because they're like, oh, now everybody in the church gonna think I don't know how to parent my kids, or they're gonna think that I'm sinning, or I'm just I'm being judged by God. Like, it's more about perception and what the church community thinks about them. Yeah, like it's over sexualization of the kids that are overlooked, and like at some point somebody got to say, okay, why? Like why are they willing to allow this thing to happen? Even like we know that it's not right, but why are they willing to allow it to happen? And it can't just be fear of God. It's other things. It's how
Upholding the
they,
status quo.
yeah, and the status quo, like what they think about themselves, and how they're worried about what society thinks about them. Go ahead, Lala.
Hey, we have about a little over 2 minutes left. If we can get two more subscribers, we will meet the subway goal.
You
That's
done?
all we need.
Oh, okay. Also, can you start this one? I'll be right back.
Sure. Your conscience. Can I get your age for TikTok?
Yeah, 40.
Cool beans. Are you a Christian believer in the God of the Christian Bible?
Yes.
Deconstruct. Okay, well, that's fine. Go ahead and pick a topic off the background.
Premarital sex about control. It's about controlling women's bodies.
Uh, you-
I don't agree with that.
okay, why?
The opposite. Why is the emphasis on women's body? And when it has the same effect on men's body, it's controlling their body also. Premarital sex can't be performed without both parties. So why are we centering women in that discussion?
Are young men demonized for having sex in
Uh,
churches?
yeah.
Oh, they are?
Yeah. If how could the women have sex if it weren't for the men? And I don't think there's demonization of either one of them. If not, and it would have to pertain to both.
You honestly feel like young men are demonized for premarital sex and women, and it's to like the same degree as women?
I haven't seen either one of them. I haven't seen any one of them be demonized. But I would think that
You've never seen a woman be demonized in church for having premarital sex?
no,
Have you ever gone to church?
heavily three
And you've
times.
never heard of a church that has demonized a young woman for having sex before marriage?
Never in my life, and I'm 40 years old.
So you don't see the videos that go around of people doing that either?
No, I don't see the videos that are harvested and produced and spread by
Harvested?
anti.
What does that mean?
Mm,
Harvested? What does that mean?
that means if there are some people who want to shine a spotlight on women being demonized, I'm sure they are the ones who are spreading that. And they're probably reaching from every corner of the earth to come up with like the paint it like it's a widespread problem.
I don't think that you understand what harvested means. But here's the thing. Uh, even if you want to say that it's blown up, the actions of the people in those videos are true. For instance, we had not too long ago a video go absolutely viral for a pastor that called a young lady up to the front of the church, told her not to touch the altar because she's unclean, and sat there and put her business all in the streets. He said that she can't have a baby shower because what she did was a sin. She should not be able to celebrate the life that she is going to be responsible for. That went very viral. You didn't see that?
What? I'm sorry. I just got back. What video is he saying is blown up?
Well, he's saying that it's propaganda when you see videos of church leaders demonizing young ladies or church members demonizing young ladies for having sex because he thinks that it's equal for men and women.
So, when there are people that come in here night after night and they tell their experiences, right, from their own mouths, is that propaganda as well?
Hey, give me a little bit more detail. Bear with me 1 second, if you would, please.
A little bit more detail. What did he need detail
Give
of?
me more
What?
detail. Bear with me 1 second. That feels incongruous.
There's something. Is he for
Ca-
real?
calling it propaganda, like it, that's like saying that there is an organization out here that has a goal of demonizing the church, right?
Keeping
Like,
in mind, keeping in mind that these videos are uploaded by the churches.
or the like by the church members,
Right.
right? And then like there are people who come up in here like night after night talking about their lived experiences, and then to brush it off and call it propaganda, like that, then also says that you're just like, it sounds like he's just ignoring it, to say that they are
Yeah.
equal when this book literally says that women are not to even talk in the church. Like, using the word equal when it comes to men and women, especially in the church, is laughable.
So you don't, y'all don't feel like that premarital sex is prescribed, abstaining is prescribed for men also, or young men?
Where?
What?
What test in the Bible tests for virginity in men?
I don't know. Is there one? I
You
don't
tell
think
me.
so.
Hold on, Auntie
Absolutely,
Charlene. It's one person on
it's
stage at a
not. But I
time.
think there's not.
Hold on. Do you hear me talking?
Go ahead, my dear.
Auntie, don't call me my dear. Auntie Charlene, it's one person on stage at a time. But I see you. I see you. Where in the uh text does it have a test for men to test their virginity?
Mm, do we have a test in modern time to test for men's virginity?
Can you answer the
It's like
question that she asked you? Can
There
no,
you?
is a test to test for young girls' virginity in your book. Where is the test to test for boys' virginity in your book? How many scriptures are there about a man's virginity in your book versus the amount of scriptures there are about a woman's virginity in your book?
well, I tell you why, because we hold women to a
No, I
we,
didn't. Exactly, that's the point.
because we
It's
love women so
unequal.
much.
That's full of shit. No,
We
women
love
were
y'all so
property.
much. We love
So
y'all so much.
Shut up.
even
Absolutely not.
Shut
if
up.
you want to gaslight that bullshit for you saying that y'all love women so much, the fact that you can even come up with that excuse means that you think that you had the power to do the shit. You had the power to make the decision to talk about women's virginity because you love women so much. That's inequality. And you can stop with the fucking gaslighting and just have a conversation.
Yeah, y'all don't love women. Y'all love control.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was my only topic that I wanted to touch on. I think the other ones I probably would disagree with all of them, but I'm
Yeah, we
not
could
gonna
touch
try.
on any of the other ones anyway. You chose one and you get one.
Oh, thank you so much. All right, I'll just listen and see if I can.
What a waste of space.
Fuck you.
40 years old. I've been to church heavily. I've never heard of a woman being demonized for being a woman.
Wait, he
What?
40?
40 fucking years old acting like a
40.
dumbass.
Full of
He
40.
sound
shit.
he sound like like he might 20, maybe 21, 22.
You
He's
sound like
probably
mush
one
mouth
of
grandpa.
those that's 40 that behaves like he's 22.
Mm-hmm. Walking around with his pants on the ground.
Calissa, I'm gonna take you down for the bring up Auntie Charlene. Did you have
Yes, that's
anything
what I
else,
was
love?
saying. No. That's I was actually I'm meaning to say that you can let me down.
All right, have a good one. Thank you for
Have a
coming
good one,
up.
Calypso.
That was so cute.
But also notice how he sat there. Hold on, Auntie Charlene.
Okay.
Notice how he sat there when he couldn't come up with a scripture that talked about men's virginity. Right? I'm gonna mute you for a second, Auntie. Notice that how he sat there when he was asked about a scripture that discusses the man's virginity. He couldn't come up with one. He couldn't come up. He couldn't like when he came was introduced to the fact that the Bible doesn't even discuss male virginity, but
Mm,
it talks about women's virginity. Notice how he sat there and came up with an excuse for it, a reason
right,
for it.
right.
That's
And
what they do.
that bullshit ass, do we have one to determine if a man is a virgin? Bro, nigga,
You
do
missed
you
the point.
not serve a God that could do that? Your God said that people could drink those bitter waters, and if they cheated, that would be the only time that the baby gets turned. Like, yeah, yeah, y'all serve this magical ass God, and he couldn't come up with a magical ass test to see if a nigga was a virgin or not. Like, y'all don't know, y'all don't think, bro. Y'all really don't.
Mm-mm. And then what he did was, this is why I uh I abuse you, because I love you. This is why inequality between men and women exists, because we love women so much. Like that narcissistic uh gaslighting.
He holds
Like,
y'all to a higher standard.
yeah, it mimics the a narcissistic ass relationship. I abuse you because I love you. Hey, auntie.
Good morning, everybody. I'm so sorry. He triggered me, and I was trying to get up to him because since he said in his 40 years he never heard that story, I was going to share mine, and I'm 62, and it happened to me when I was 21. So I was that's all I wanted to do. I'm sorry. I was trying to catch him since he said he never seen it and tried to insinuate that what also was saying either was propaganda or wasn't true. And I want to let him know, oh boy, it's true because I lived it.
Yeah, I didn't want the conversation to turn into that, but
I know.
he would not have cared
Yeah,
anyway, and he would have
yeah.
said some
Yeah.
disrespectful shit to you.
Okay. I'm sorry. I just when I heard it, I'm out here riding and I heard it and I'm like, especially when he said what he said. Like, that's why I hit it. But I'm sorry, y'all. I know how it works. I just got kind of triggered. He hit a button for me. But that was all.
No,
Forgive
that's
me.
okay. No,
All
that's
right.
okay. I just, yeah, that's okay. I get it.
Because
I get it.
I don't know how he could say that, but I understand he just wasn't trying to be realistic. I think when also presented that to him, he didn't have nowhere else to go, so he just started acting stupid. But I'm sorry. Okay. All right. That was all I wanted. Love y'all. Let me down.
Yeah, all right. Love you too, auntie.
No, you too, auntie.
And then like notice how he like hurry up and got out of here. Like I think I don't know if y'all remember Tuesday night we had 2 or 3 Black Christians come on stage, and they in the middle of us responding to what they were saying, they ran. Do y'all, and we were like, "What the fuck just happened?"
Yep.
Like it was like 3 of them back to
Yep.
back.
In a row.
Yeah, they've not allowed them. They've not been trained to even uh deal with opposition when it comes to this God, because they've been told to turn their brains off and
Yeah.
just believe. They've been told not to question, not to contemplate. They've been told that questioning it is the devil. So it's the thing, like it scares them.
Hmm.
Like it probably paralyzes them, to be honest. And I try to sympathize with that. Like I try to understand that a lot of them feel that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm glad that my parents kind of let me uh dabble into all my little weird hobbies of like learning stuff, because this Bible would have definitely stunted my ability to think. I ain't gonna lie to you. I kind of feel bad for them because I know, what indoctrination does. Like it literally breaks your brain. But I don't know, man. At a certain point, you gotta just realize some shit.
Yeah, and we wonder why we're still in the same situations that we're in, because it feels like we've been trained very well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're second class in a system that was not built for us. And yet we cling on to the pillars of that system. And it's like, dude,
But are we second class?
I mean,
Like I think. Like if we're talking about like it's white America, then black America. I think Asian America has bypassed black America. And I
That's
think,
fair.
yeah, and I even think that in some categories, Latino America has even bypassed black America.
Yeah, I could see that as well. Um, yeah,
But why
this
we can't see that though, as a community?
because this ain't the final destination. Who cares if your life on Earth was hell?
Right.
One day you'll be dead. The fuck?
His response is, and those other cultures practice religion also. He thinks that like it's laughable, it's
Wow.
sad, but also it makes you angry because
Mm.
it's like look what they've done to us. Look, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, missed the whole entire point.
Right. I told my family that when they start agreeing with that thing in the White House, it's time to get off the ride.
what your family did,
They agreed with him with the trans
and
Dan,
that yeah,
people
that
thing.
when it comes
And
to that, black people will align themselves with white
hmm
supremacy.
each and every
every
Freaking
time.
yeah,
Yep.
single time. Every single time. And people like that dude in the that was just up here, he's one of those that I can see. And he'll probably say, "No, I'm not." But he
Mm-mm-mm.
has the propensity.
and they'll swear up and down that it's not white supremacy. Like their bigotry towards the LGBTQIA community is not has nothing to do with white supremacy, but it does. Like the whole eugenics of it all, like from this book, where the God is listing out who can't go into the holies of holies.
Mm.
That scripture,
Right.
it literally mimics white supremacy. And when to the two areas that I see black people aligning themselves with white supremacy
Mm-hmm.
is the LGBTQIA community and the uh, oh my god, it fucking left me. Immigration thing.
Hmm.
Seeing black people
Oh
be
yeah,
racist towards
Oh,
immigrants.
that
and
boils
they be going
every
in
bloody
too.
Yeah.
cell.
Yeah, I get them
Yes.
out of here. Like, are you serious? Do you hear
Like
yourself?
they would put you on the boat too.
Do you not
They would
think
ship
that
you out of
that's
here
gonna be
right now.
next?
Ugh.
Because all they have to do is say they suspect you of a crime.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I don't. I like it. Like makes my ass chap when I see those videos, and they're saying, "Go back to your own country" to them, and I'm like, "Motherfucker!" Like, do you
Hmm.
know how? Like, do you realize that it wasn't long ago, and it still happens to this day, where they were saying that to you?
Hmm.
Like, how the
And
fuck do you let that
technically,
come out of
this
your
is
mouth?
some of their country, depending
Right.
on, you know.
That part. That part. But then you have the ones that are claiming to be the true indigenous.
Oh my God. It with
I hate
them.
them so much with
Oh my
so much
God. They
fervor.
are all in my comments right now. Oh my goodness. Oh, I can't stand them
As far as
people.
I'm concerned, they all all of them is the niggas that talking about some. I'm from the tribe of Benjamin. I'm from the tribe of Judah. I'm a Levite. I'm Cherokee. Shut your dumb ass up, bro.
No
The tribe of Aaron one flipped me all the way out. Like I did not expect that
Yeah, that was
when
definitely a first. I ain't never
the
heard no.
yeah, I didn't expect that
I
one.
remember that shit.
Especially
But
because Aaron was one of them people that was just like, ugh, a black woman. Whoa. Like,
you talking about for talking about
from
Kamala?
Moses.
Oh,
Moses' wife.
Yeah.
Moses' wife. I thought you was talking about when Kamala ran for the presidency. They were like, ew, a black
Shit.
woman.
That too.
Oh,
That too.
And it's like, dude, you are
Yeah,
I
black.
yeah, I blocked so many
they
of my
forget.
black male
They forget
friends.
it.
I blocked so many of them because of that.
But that's the thing, Calypso. I wouldn't necessarily call them culture vultures. What I see is they are exactly what they were taught to be, right? Like they
Mm-hmm.
were taught this from white supremacists. Like this was passed down to us by white supremacy.
Ingrained.
Yeah. And so they've become their masters. They've become the exact image of their master, of their creator, of their God. Like when they say, let us make man in our image, literally, that's what I see. They are the image of their slave masters. And that sounds harsh as fuck, but that's literally what it is.
It's
Like
the
how
reality.
could they be anything different? You know what I'm saying? How could you be anything different?
Yeah.
You were like the slave master. It was the slave master's God, right? The slave master taught you about the God, taught you who the God was, what the God liked, what the God didn't like, how to behave to please the God. How could you be anything different? You didn't question it. You accepted it. You obeyed it. Why would you expect to turn out differently? It don't make sense. Like why? Where did that expectation come from? How does that expectation make sense? Blink.
Hello?
Hey, did you come up on accident?
Yeah, I did. I'm always doing that. Sorry,
No
guys.
worries. I'll take you down. Have a good one, okay?
That
You too.
just
Okay.
tripped out
Thank
my
you.
brain.
What?
Because the group Blink 182 and us
Hmm.
Blink 281.
I
Oh,
was
I
just
don't know. Who Blink is a group?
Blink
Mm-hmm.
182 is a rock band
yeah,
or
Oh,
182
record.
is a
okay.
rock. Yeah, it's a rock.
Oh, y'all know I don't know this shit.
You don't know who Travis Barker is?
No. Who is
Oh,
Travis
that's tough.
Barker?
He's a drummer.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty
Well,
decent.
this platform don't support the black community because we're what? Because we don't believe in your God?
That,
Boy, you funny.
that's the dumbest shit.
Stupid as hell. Hey,
We don't
sweetie pie.
support the black community because I know who Travis Barker is. That guy was a drummer. Why the fuck would I not know who a good drummer is?
You literally your God is white culture. You gladly commenting in the comments about how much you are a bigot against trans people and the LGBTQIA is white culture.
Wow, I guess we shouldn't know who Blank 182 is,
Right.
Lala, and also we should not know that. Sorry for knowing that. So
I bet you he think
These
honoring
idiots.
ancestors is demonic. Hey sweetie pie.
Hey, big little sis.
I
sweetie
see you got
pie.
your picture up there.
I
Eh,
do now, and I've also added family members to this account,
oh,
Oh,
wow.
and I've been, reposting. I'm a crybaby. I'm a cancer.
well, we cry babies together.
So bear with me, but I am tired. Nothing sits well with my spirit when I have to live in, secrecy. So I'm coming out, and I realize a lot of my family, they bring out the pit bull in me when they want me to fight their wars. And when it's a war they don't agree with, they call me like, oh, the devil have a hot soul. And so now for me, like I'm just gonna do me out loud and be proud. And I don't,
Yeah.
they can call me demonic, they can call me the devil's child, whatever they want at this point. I'm just so happy I found this forum, because for me, like it really bugs my soul when I can't be me 100%. And like the last time I came up, I talked about like, roots and how I questioned my ancestors getting treated that way. And I didn't want to go to heaven with those people that did that to my ancestors. And so now I don't care anymore. I realize I don't care. I need to be free to be the 57-year-old woman that I am. I need to be free. And who can rock with how I think, how I feel, they can go to hell. They can go to their hell. And that's just it. I love you, baby.
Well, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
Thank
That's a huge
you.
step. And be free. Be free.
Yes, it's
I love you
important.
too.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Hi.
That's a huge step. Y'all know it took like for a minute. She didn't even want to put her picture up there. And then she
Yeah, I
added
remember.
family members to her account.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love it. Theo, I see you. I see you, love bug. I see you in the guest box.
What you
Yeah.
riding, Pete? What you riding?
Mr. Marshall,
Do it, the dually? Okay.
did you come up on accident, Mr. Marshall?
Oh, I'm so sorry. How you got?
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I think you came up on accident though. I didn't want your conversation to be yeah, I didn't want his conversation to be like heard. Okay, Theo, you're not there. All right, y'all. If you are a believer in the God of the Christian Bible, if you are deconstructing, or if you are an atheist, the guest box is open. There are 356 people on TikTok, with another 60. I'm sorry, with another 35 on YouTube. So we have almost 400 people in the room. Don't be afraid to come up and have a conversation.
Tap the screen. Let's get these likes to 100K. And Thinker has a gift goal of the hanging light.
I think it speaks volumes how scared they are, though. They used to be loud. They used to be loud
Mhm.
and proud. It speaks volume.
They have to regroup and get their thinking points readjusted.
I don't even think they're doing that. Like, you remember the guy that was in the comments saying Christians don't go up on stage?
Mm-hmm.
And then I told y'all that was a live, that was, in the live, there was a Christian that said that eventually Christians will stop talking to the atheists, and then the atheists will go away. I literally think they think that we're going to go away if they stop talking to us. Like, that's the crazy thing. But like like what it says to me is that we're too powerful. Like that, facts and logic and questioning, that's the thing that scares them. And like, we're not gonna go anywhere. Non-belief is gonna be
Mm-hmm.
here, and it's going to continue to grow.
That part.
Yep.
Yeah. Speaking of, go ahead, Selena.
I was
The
gonna the dude asked about Ebenezer Baptist Church, because it's Ebenezer Baptist Church. We were turning into a homeless shelter.
Huh?
Dude in the comments was like, what would you do with Ebenezer Baptist Church? Institutions like Ebenezer Baptist Church. We return them all into homeless shelters.
Why would he ask that question? Like, there are old buildings
Because he
that are
was like,
turned into different things all the time.
right,
Like, is
because
that
he's
like one
talking
of the
about the
largest churches or
church.
something?
That's where that's Martin Luther King's church
Oh,
here in Atlanta. Yeah.
okay. And what? Because it's Martin Luther King's church, it can't be used for something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that like also shows like they think that because Martin Luther King was a pastor and because Martin Luther King fought for um, desegregation, we should feel loyal. Who was it? That was a guy that would come up here and be like, "What about Harriet Tubman? Y'all don't respect black leaders. I guess Harriet Tubman was wrong. I guess Martin Luther King was wrong. I guess," like he started naming out black civil leaders. And the thing about it is yes, yes. Like, and I still respect their fight. I still respect what they did. I still am grateful for them, standing up against white supremacy. But were they wrong about their what they taught about this God? Yeah, because they didn't have the facts. And when you get to the point to where you idolize another human so fucking much that you can't question that human, right? Like you think that human can do no wrong and that everything that human says is right, then you have a problem. That's why I say, like, for me, and I can only speak for myself. Like, don't ever think that everything that I say is fucking right, because I guarantee you that there are going to be times where I come back and say, "Oh, y'all, I was wrong about such and such. Look what I read today." Or I'll say, I emphasize research for yourself. Like that's why I do the Google Notes, so that you on your own time can go and research what we talk about in here for yourself. Or I show you what books I got my information from, so that you know that I'm not talking out the side of my neck. And then when you read it, you may read it from a different perspective. Your brain is different than mine, and you may see something that I don't see. Like it was inward when we the many times that we read Judges 19, the concubine and the Levite, and as many times as I read that, it never crossed my mind that the father was trying to protect was most likely trying to protect his daughter and keep his daughter there because the Levite was abusive as fuck, and that was his way of trying to protect his daughter, to keep his, because he knew that the Levite was gonna that if he had sent his daughter back with the Levite, that she would probably die. Inward, when Inward read it, and we were out to dinner with G and Tori, Inward said it, and I was like, God damn, that's a thought. That's true. And sometimes that's what it takes, is for people to have a different outlook on it, a different perspective. So yes, Martin Luther King was wrong. Yes, Harriet Tubman was wrong about what they taught about this God.
They like to ignore people like A. Randolph. Oh, what's his man last name?
It's just 21 days.
A.
It's May 10.
A. Philip Randolph. They ignore people like that who was actually an atheist, who co-founded or co-organized the March on Washington with Dr. King. Like the only reason why he wasn't on the forefront is because of the stigmatism that they had on atheists and still continue to have on atheists. So he probably doesn't know who A. Philip Randolph is.
Hell, I didn't even know he was atheist.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's interesting. Did he talk about his
Yeah.
atheism a lot?
I don't. I didn't. I couldn't find anything because when I started doing my deep dives, I couldn't find anything on him speaking about it. But there was just like at one point he did acknowledge that he didn't have a belief in God.
Shut up, J Rock. Like you can worship the dick of another human. Don't tell me what to do. The fuck? Give it to me raw. Give it to me raw. Are you here on purpose or on accident? Okay. All right, y'all. We've been live for an hour and 13 minutes, and the only conversation we've had is the gaslighting conversation from your conscience. There's almost 400 people in here with another 42 on YouTube. What's up, Deja?
Thinker, Lala, also, and Selena.
Hey, Deja.
Mm.
Oh, and Thinkerbot. Um, so what I wanted to talk about was why does 90% or 97% of the Black community believe in worship the God and Jesus of the Western Christianity? Okay, so I've been thinking about this for a few days, and kind of the things that I've been thinking about is just that uh, it's something for them that they've been holding on to so long, and to let something that big go, it's like, why did I, get rid of the LGBT members in my family and cut off, communication with them and everything like that? Or, why have I been doing the things that I've been doing for so long? Um, why have I been giving my whole entire life to this God, this Christianity, and to let that go would be such a huge impact to their life, I think. And for some, I think it's also a way to have some power, the power that they don't feel like they have without it. Some want to get like as close to whiteness as they can. I feel like it's so many different things, so many reasons that they hold on to it, and like letting go would be such a, I don't know. I think it would be it might be scary. Um, I don't know. I'm just trying to get like my thoughts.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's their power source. Um, and that, like, I think what you're saying is that it fills the void in their identity and their value in society. Is that what you're saying? Why they hold on to it?
Yeah, and that like for a lot of them, it's everything who they are. Like, for an example, like I use my dad as an example. Like, he is deeply ingrained into his church. He goes to church on Sundays. He's deeply into the community. Like, I guess in a way, it's his family. Um, he built his values around Christianity. Like the LGBT community is obviously a big one. Um, the way he does things, the way he sees things, is like through the eyes of Christianity. I believe that Christianity might have been one of the reasons why he voted for Trump. I feel like it's such a huge part of who he is that to deconstruct it, I don't think that would be possible for him.
I think
I
too, a
think
lot
there
of them
are a
don't
lot of
understand what deconstruction is, right? A lot of them think that questioning the God means, I think
people
there's a
like
delay.
that.
Are you there?
said there's a
Yeah,
delay.
there's a delay.
Hmm.
I think there is what also contributes to it is that they don't understand what deconstruction is, and a lot of them haven't even heard the word deconstruction. Um, and they think that deconstruction automatically ends at atheism, or if you ask questions about what they're being taught to believe, it automatically equals non-belief, and that's what they're taught, and so they're afraid of that too. There is a lack of understanding, and I say this all the time. There is a scripture in the Bible that says, "My people perish for a lack of knowledge," and I think that that's true, and that it's used as a tool. Like it's not there because they want people to gain knowledge. It's there as a guide for those that use this book as a an outline for colonization and indoctrination. If you can control the information that people acquire, then you can better control the people. And the main group of people on this earth who has been controlled, as far as what they know about themselves, their identity, what they know about the earth, um, what they know about uh, wealth, it's the black community. Like the information that has been allowed to uh, be filtered to the black community has been very much controlled. And so when the black community starts to educate themselves, white America panics, because then they have the knowledge or the power to fight back or to bring themselves out of this state of perishing. And so they've made them afraid of knowledge, right? The story with Adam and Eve and the fall of man, that it wasn't created for the black community, but it was used against the black community, and made and they were taught that you can't be more intelligent than your slave master. If you even try to act like you are as intelligent or even more intelligent than your slave master, then you were punished, sometimes even killed. And I feel like that has trickled down in our community, and we see other black people who display this type of willingness to gain knowledge about this God as a sin, and it's something that needs to be stomped out and punished. And so that keeps us in this state of perishment. Does that make sense? Because we lack the knowledge of what deconstruction really is.
Hmm. And another thing that I was thinking about when it came to this is like, you know how a lot of people in our communities like to sweep things under the rug and kind of like avoid things. I think it's the same with the Bible, and why a lot of the times the negative things or the bad things or the things that if humans were to do it, we would be like, oh no, that's a terrible person. They kind of look away from that and avoid it, because if you look at it, you would realize that um, what you believe in is the oppressor. What you believe in is essentially a monster. So they just kind of look away from it, or like and avoid those things, and I guess essentially just pretend like it just doesn't exist, and that their God is a good God and a righteous God and a God who cares about them and this, that, and the third. When in reality, he's a bad God and he does nothing. Because I don't know, like, what would it take for them to really look at what they're believing in, understand what they believe in, understand the things in their Bible, to like really deconstruct it. Like, cause like you said, yes, I think they do think that deconstructs mean like, go right into being an atheist. But I think it's okay to understand what you believe in, understand your Bible. Because if you don't understand it, you'll fall for anything or fall for anything anybody says. And that's what's led to everybody believing in a good God and a righteous God and never really understanding. It's like when y'all bring up things in the Bible that they don't necessarily agree with, they have to go into this thing where they um like tap dance or apologetics or stuff like that. And I feel like our community is just holding on so tightly to this Bible. Like if they let go, they won't have anything. I feel like, I don't know.
Yeah, and that's why it's important to have these conversations, right? Like even just asking a question, like or allowing themselves to understand it for themselves. You know, that's why it's important to continue to have these types of conversations, at least for the people who are willing to allow themselves to question, and creating spaces where they feel safe to do that, where they feel safe to get the information that they secretly want to know, and they can't go to their pastors or to their moms, their family members, and they can't say, have you thought about why God allowed this to happen in this verse or in this chapter, or why the pastor is preaching this but the book says this. Like they don't have safe spaces where they can do that. And it's important that those of us that um have the courage, you know, to ask those questions and be open about it. It's important that we stay vocal about that, and that we continue to, let them know that it's safe for them to do it. And I asked a guy yesterday about the fear that he has about being, struck down by this God for questioning it. Like I asked him, have you ever noticed that you've never seen this God strike anybody down? They don't even question that they fear something they've never once seen happen, other than them, seeing white slave masters kill, black enslaved people for questioning. They've seen that. They've seen humans do harmful shit to people for questioning a power structure. But they've never seen a God strike anybody down. Yet that's the thing that they fear. That's the thing that keeps them the thing that they tell themselves that keeps them in check. And he was like, "Damn, I never even thought about that."
And if they believe that God is their creator, right, and He created them and He gave them a brain, right? So why would He not want them to, question things in the Bible or to even just learn their Bible? Why would that be such a bad thing? And I think it's because the church kind of made it like that. Like anybody who questions anything inside that Bible, inside of a church, they're ostracized, or they're like, oh no, don't question that. Or and their answer is, oh, that's just God, or that's how God is, or and it's never really an answer or never really a honest conversation on these things. So they're kind of left with these generalized answers like, oh, okay, that's just God, that's just who God is, and if God does it, it's okay. And it kind of takes them further and further away from questioning anything, and they just get into this cycle of just accepting anything from the Bible, and just accepting anything that people say inside the church. So, like, where does it leave them?
Yeah. Yep. I agree. Did you have anything else?
No, ma'am. I got some more stuff to write down. I was essentially just taking a break from math because I'm studying for the final on Friday. So, yeah.
Well, good luck to you on your math exam.
Thank you, thinker. Let
You're
me down
welcome.
gently.
All right. Have a good one.
You too.
The respectability politics is a trip with within this religion, but we hear black people talk all the time about how respectability politics is a problem within white supremacy, but they don't acknowledge that respectability politics runs rapid in the black Christian community. So I agree, Constant. Cross over to Christ.
Yes, yes.
How are you?
How you doing?
I'm good. Can I
Not
get your
bad, not
age,
bad.
please?
I'm 39.
All right. And what topic did you come up to discuss?
Well, you actually said something very interesting. Um, and I actually kind of wanted to respond to that because it was very interesting that you would assume that just because you maybe visually you don't see thunder or lightning coming down, striking somebody down, that God isn't striking people down.
I didn't say anything about thunder or lightning.
No,
I
I know you
said
said they've
I
never
said
seen
I'm sorry.
God strike someone down.
I've said they've never seen a God strike
Uh,
anybody down.
Exactly. You're assuming that because
Yeah,
striking down doesn't have to be lightning actually coming from the sky.
sure.
Striking down can be somebody's life's falling apart, somebody
Uh huh.
losing control, somebody's
Uh
somebody's
huh.
going left instead of right, and losing everything, going through
Sure. And
trauma,
how
going
does
through
I'm sorry. How
depression,
is
going
that a
through
God?
everything.
And how is that a God doing that?
You said, how is it a God doing it?
How is that someone seeing a God doing that? Yes.
Okay, so look at it like this. If God set rules in place
No,
and
no,
he
no.
set
I didn't. No, no. How is it that
I'm
a person? No, no, no. I'm
uh
asking you a very specific question. Okay. I don't want you to give me a process of why a God would do it. How is it that it is automatically a God doing it? If the person, right, is losing all that they have, how is it that the person lost their house? The reason that they lost their house is not because the person lost their job or the person didn't budget well, right? Why is it that if a person gets sick, it's not because the person biology just happens? Like, how is it that it's a God doing it?
Now you want me to answer it your way. All I can do
I
is
want you to
answer it the
answer my
way
question.
I understand it.
I want you to answer
And
my question, not my. I don't want you to answer my way. I want you to answer the question I'm asking.
okay, I'm gonna answer it this way. As far as like you said, sickness, somebody getting sick, right? What you don't realize is sickness come in different forms and shapes. Depression, anxiety,
How
suicidal thoughts.
is it the God?
I'm breaking it down to
I
you.
don't
You
need you
won't
to
let
break
me
it down.
speak.
Just
I
listen.
can't get
You
five
want to
seconds to speak.
preach. Hold on. Listen. You want to
I'm not
preach.
preaching. I
You
can't get
are.
5 seconds to speak. I can't get
Because you're
5 seconds to
going down
speak.
a
While
road that I
she's
don't need
talking,
you
you
to go
shouldn't be.
down. You're
All right, you guys have a good
this
good
what I'm
night. Good
talking
day.
about. Y'all want to
Good day.
fucking preach. Like I'm asking
Have a
you,
good day.
how is
You
it
can't ask me
the
a question.
God?
Stop talking. Oh shoot.
Like, yeah, I didn't want you to take them down, Selena. Like, don't pull anybody from the stage. Let them leave on their own if they say they're gonna leave. Because I was trying to get him to answer the question. Like, what I want to know is, how is it the God? That means evidence. Evidence. Don't talk to me about, oh, a person may go through depression. Okay, how is it that how is it proof that their depression is the God did it? That's the answer. That's the question that I asked. All that other stuff is irrelevant. And then y'all want to fucking cry because nobody wants to hear you preach. Marquand.
waxa waa dhegaysanaya diin baaba iga soo gashay ayaba
Oh,
diinta dadka ka hadlaan oo maaragtay
okay. All
isku
right. Have a
qabsadaan
good
mugii
day.
ayaga
Okay.
Huh?
Have a good day. I don't know what she said.
I was like, is she cussing us out right now?
Yeah, I have no idea. J Pure. J Pure,
I'm
are you
sorry.
there?
I didn't request up. Sorry.
Okay, no worries. Have a good day.
You too.
This what I'm talking about too. Like the way that he was trying to say that a person could probably lose everything in life, and that's the God striking them down. But the moment that a person says God did this to me, that same motherfucker will say that ain't God. You did that yourself. Take accountability. Like y'all are full of shit. That's how y'all use that fucking fear tactic. That's how you keep people in control. That's why I specifically asked you, how are you attributing that to a God? Show me evidence that that's a God doing it. Don't come up here and try to gaslight me and then get mad because I won't fucking let you do it. Success.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing good. Can I get your age, please?
Yes, 42.
And are you a believer? Are you deconstructing or are you an atheist?
Um, I am a believer, but I do question.
Okay. That's my favorite type of a believer. Are you only here for entertainment?
Oh, he's reading my profile.
Yeah.
uh, yeah, I do that because I don't trust, you know, the government and all that stuff. So I don't want them in my business.
Oh, okay. All right.
Um,
What topic did you come up to discuss?
well, I did see the prompts, but I did want to touch on the evidence portion
Evidence.
of it
We
a
talk
little
about
bit.
it. Okay.
So first, I want to say that when I grew up in the church because I have a Caribbean background, so um, the Caribbean culture every Sunday, church, church, church. There were a lot of times where I was in Sunday school and a verse would be read, and I would question certain things because it didn't sound like it correlated with what was being taught about a loving God. Because in my mind, if I love somebody, I'm not going to do that to them, right? So there were a lot of things that I questioned. But then also in my spiritual journey, um, I would understand. I came to an understanding that we're not going to really see much evidence in a lot of things. A lot of it really is based off of faith, and I think that's why the Bible talks about faith so often. I also question the validity of the Bible because I understand that human beings they have a desire to conquer, powerful human beings. And I question whether King James honestly translated the Hebrew language the way that it was meant to be translated. Now, reason why I question that is because even today, when someone speaks to you, even in the language of Spanish, a lot of times they'll tell you that the word that they want to translate does not translate to English and have the same meaning. So I wonder if what was meant to show us God's true love and true nature was tampered with by those who wanted to, as you said, and as I do believe, control population and control people and control the minds of individuals to keep them in fear. And so I guess the spiritual aspect of it that I believe in or still hold on to is that there is love out there. I just don't think that we spend a lot of time teaching the love aspect of it, especially as a Black community. It's always like a punishment aspect of it. It's always judgment. And I don't understand how they go so hard about the judgment part when even in the readings of Jesus, he spent a lot of time telling people stop judging people because no one, you know, is worthy. And that's I guess that's the way I translate it. No one's worthy to say that they're better than the next. even when he drew that line and said, you know, when they wanted to stone the woman who was a prostitute, uh, he drew that line and he said, "Those who without sin throw the first stone." I think there's like a deeper meaning to that. Like, why are we walking around here persecuting each other when we should be actually emulating light and working with each other, loving each other, feeding each other, inspiring each other? And so those are the things that I find myself thinking about, as well as deconstructing when it comes to the King James Bible.
I appreciate you for saying that, and that is a good place to start, right? Like asking if it was translated correctly, and if during the translation there were any personal agendas or cultural agendas that existed during that time period that affected the translation, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And one way to answer that question would be to learn Hebrew. It's available for us to learn, but a lot of us, we just don't take that initiative, right?
You're right about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the second thing is like, I guess like we hold to this idea of God and Jesus and what we've been taught about who that character is, right? And I'm using character as a like a neutral term, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm,
And so like for instance, you said Jesus taught not to judge other people and like everybody was equal, and you brought up the story about the adulterous woman, and to use it as a example that, you know, this character wanted women to be equal. One of the things that we don't do is we don't take into consideration the culture at that time and what was going on in the world at that time and how women were treated, what the laws were at that time. The
mm-hmm,
fact that Jesus was in a Roman province, like he would have been under Roman rule, right?
mm-hmm,
And then looking at the fact that he was an Israelite, right? And he would have gone by Israelite
Lord.
traditions,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, the laws and the traditions. And ask ourselves, why would this exist here? Like, why would this story be here, right? Why would Jesus have done that thing? In reality, if we look at the Israelite laws, Jesus would have been in the wrong had he allowed the men to stone that woman, because the law said that both the man and the woman had to be brought before the elders and stoned. Right? There
Mm,
was they only brought the woman and accused the woman of adultery. So he was just following the law. He wasn't doing anything, you know, rebelliously that says that women, you know, should be treated with respect. He was just following the law. The second thing is that that story, like it tells us in our Bibles today, and in the online Bibles, that that story was never in the original copies of John, that it was
mm,
added since centuries later. And if we research and study about the periscope adultery, which is what that story is called, the there's scholarship that says that the reason why a scribe wrote that story and put those words in the mouth of Jesus is because that's how they did it at the time. That's how they changed laws or changed culture, right?
mm-hmm,
At that time, is that they would put a specific theology in the mouth of a god or in the mouth of you know, someone in history who had authority, like a prophet, so that they could change the way people thought in society. And at that time, women were being hung and executed at high numbers for adultery, and so they wanted to change that culture,
minimize
right?
it. Right. Mm-hmm,
Yeah, and so they wrote a story saying that Jesus didn't stone the adulterous woman, and the early church fathers, when they learned that it wasn't even in the oldest copies of John, a lot of them refused to even teach that because they felt that that story was giving women permission to be adulterous.
Mm.
So even before they knew that it wasn't an original story of Jesus, they refused to teach it because they felt that the message from it was it's okay for women to do that,
That's so
right?
weird because like the message that I got from it, I don't know. Like, I guess I got a different message.
No, I'm just saying what early church.
What they were trying to do. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying the history behind that
Mm-hmm.
specific story, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like just allowing ourselves to engage with the culture and ask ourselves, like put ourselves in the shoes of Greco-Roman, the Greco-Roman period, right? So that
Mm-hmm.
you can understand it. Like we don't allow ourselves to do that. Just like you're asking questions about King James and you're saying, is King James on the up and up? Did King James have a personal agenda when translating the text? And I know like your reasoning for doing it is because you feel like Jesus's message is more about love. And so your thoughts are there's some stuff in this book that I don't agree with that don't look like love. Is
Yeah.
it because King James mistranslated the text,
Yes.
right?
That's what I was asking. Right.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like that's a good place to start with your deconstruction, but I mean not deconstruction with your questioning, and doing that from an unbiased place though, because when you do that, you are only looking for the answers that makes you see Jesus the way that you think Jesus is supposed to be seen, and then you miss everything else. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does actually. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Do you
But you
do?
said
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
you said that you were going to respond to my question about the evidence because I asked the question to a black non-believer about whether he recognized that he's never seen the God strike down someone for questioning.
Yeah.
The other guy came up here and tried to assert that the striking down is a person losing everything in life, or could be a person getting sick, and that could be the God striking down. And my question to him was, what is the evidence that those things are happen to a person because of a God? And you said that you were going to respond to that.
Right. So I guess my response to that is, there really isn't any tangible evidence to say that someone was brought down, whether it be by illness or whether it be by losing their personal possessions. There's really no evidence to say that God did that to them, rather than like you said, genetics did it, or their irresponsibility of managing finances did it. It really there is no evidence. It really honestly boils down to whether that person who's going through it believes that what they're going through happened because they decided to go against their faith. You know what I'm saying? So like someone on the outside can't really like say like, oh, this is happening to this person, because then if at the same time, we don't know where somebody or how God will choose to use someone in this life, just like the example of on the cross when the thief, it was a thief, right? One of the criminals were dying on the cross,
Yeah.
and he said, remember me when you go to paradise, and he said, surely you will be there with me as well. So like even at your last breath, if you have that faith, but you are correct in saying there really isn't any evidence, because there really is no evidence. It really just boils down to that individual and what they believe is happening to them.
Right. But that belief that a God is striking them down for questioning is typically imparted into that person by somebody else, right? They're
Yeah,
taught that.
yeah,
And
they're taught
so
that.
Yeah, and it
But I don't
and
believe that because I've questioned ever since I was a child, and I've been having, obviously as humans we have ups and downs, but I don't think that I was like God said, like let's make success is life a tragedy. I've always questioned. I think that we should question. If you're alive here and you don't question anything, then you'll fall for you'll also fall for anything if you don't question. And you should follow your instincts or innate belief whether something is right or wrong. Like, for example, if you never had a book, right? If we never had a book to follow, there is something in you that tells you that it's not right to like murder, like they're really, or that it's not right to take things that from someone because you don't want anybody to do it to you. I think that like you don't need a book for that to be um understood.
I don't think so. Like that's like saying we don't need laws. I think the book isn't necessarily to really teach you not to murder. The book is to teach you to worship a God and to fear God, right? Like we do need laws that tell people not to take another person's items, and that's why I said we don't take into consideration the culture, right, at that time, because in history, like in antiquity, people were learning to live with each other in communities,
Hmm.
right? Also, you locked yourself out the house.
I'm back now, but yeah, that's why I was just quiet for so long.
How did you?
I was like,
Oh my
fuck.
god!
I walked clean out the house without my phone, without my keys, without anything. And
Yeah.
then I turned back around and go back inside the house. I was like, oh shit, well, now I gotta break in.
Oh my god!
Oh
You didn't
shit.
have to break a
Hopefully,
window or anything, did you?
right.
Nah, I'm real surgical. I know how to get in.
Oh, okay, good. Um, um, but like we don't take into consideration the culture at that time and how we as a species evolved and learned how to live
With each other.
with each other in communities, right? Because back then they were just taking each other's shit. It wasn't natural, right?
That's so weird to me, but yeah.
But because we're animals, like that's what I think, that we forget that we are animals. We're not born with this level of intellect that we tend to think that we are, like we are just these amazing creatures that a God created with this high level of intelligence. Like literally, we were there were humans on this earth that slept where they shit. There's literally a scripture in this book where the God tells the Israelites not to sleep where they desecrate.
Mm.
Right? They had to be told that wasn't a natural thing, and then they had to be told how to live in a civilized way as they created communities, as they created systems.
But where did that moral compass come from for the individuals that did say, "Yo, we should not be living like this"? Like, wasn't that was like,
As they learned that um, the things that they were doing was causing the death,
oh,
was
illness?
causing the illnesses. Yeah,
Right.
they were attributing diarrhea, chronic diarrhea. They were attributing that to demons. They had no idea that them eating and sleeping and drinking water with feces in it was, or eating like dead animals on the side of the road, right, was contributing to them having these diseases, or these, the getting the shits. Even down to reproduction. Like they were
Hmm.
having sex, but had no idea that them having sex is what was creating more humans. They didn't know that.
Really? Oh man, I need
Yeah,
to
like
I need to do some reading. That's crazy.
yeah, and then the Neolithic period, if I don't know if you know this, but women were considered God at first, right? The mother goddess. It was mother goddess worship. It was matriarchal societies,
I
because
would believe that.
for
Yes.
long periods of time, men didn't know that they were contributing to the reproduction of humans. They thought that women were just popping up pregnant.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Wow.
It's like the movie Blue Lagoon. Remember that?
yeah. That used to be my favorite movie.
It was a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
So
Um,
it's not inerrant, right? Like we don't pay attention to the fact that we've taught ourselves as a species a lot of this information, and we've evolved right into this intelligent animal.
so going back to one of your prompts was the Western Christianity, right? Before our ancestors were removed from their native lands, they also gave thanks for the things that they received and had some type of spiritual nature as well. So, as an atheist, do you believe that there is no spirituality at all? Or is there a possibility that there's a spiritual nature, but just not what the white man, the colonizer, introduced?
Yeah. Can you define spirituality for me? Like, what is spirituality?
Um, so it's it's an invisible force, an energy that you can feel, that guides you. That's my interpretation of it.
Would you
Because
call it thought,
it sounds like it sounds like thought, but sometimes you can also feel it.
emotions, happiness, sadness, anger?
You feel those things, but I guess I guess a
What
lot
can
of
you
so
describe? Can you describe the feeling? Like we can describe
so
happiness
I
as
feel
happy. I'm sorry. One
okay.
second.
I'm
One
sorry.
second. We can describe happiness as happiness, right?
Hmm.
Joy, right? Anger, we can call it wrath. Um, Mad, sadness, we can call it uh, depression. Um, Bitter, like right. We can describe these feelings. Do you have a word to describe the feeling of spirituality that doesn't equate to like the emotions we already know?
Hmm. Um, connection is the,
Connection is a feeling.
uh, it's the feeling of being connected to
Connected
something
is
deeper,
a
something
is the
deeper
action,
outside of
right?
ourselves.
Yep. That you're still just explaining the process to get to the feeling. Like, what is the feeling?
Hmm. Uh, peace, is that a feeling?
Peace is a state of being.
State of being. Okay. So then I would say then there is like a sense of there's two parts to it. There could be happiness and there could also be fear. I'm just
But
talking from
how is that different from the emotions we already have?
well,
Like,
from my own personal experience. If I can, um, maybe there will be some.
let me explain to you what I'm asking for.
Yeah.
Okay, like I'm not asking for an experience. I'm asking what is spirituality, and if you're saying that it is not the emotions we already feel, that it's something different, I'm asking you to tell me what it is. But if you're going to use the same words that we already use for the emotions we have, then that's not different. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I hear exactly what you're saying. Um, I'm gonna have to really sit on that, process that, because I don't know how to describe it as different from the emotions that we already have. Um, I only just know my own experience with it.
So would you say spirituality is experience?
I would say that, yeah.
Okay. So if experience if spirituality, if you describe it as experience, then I would say yes, spirituality exists if it is simply experience. And I would say that everybody's experience or everybody's spirituality is defined differently. And it's impossible for it to be one thing.
That I agree with that. I do agree with that. So, okay. um, Thank you. I just wanted to come by and have that conversation. It was a good conversation. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. I agree. It's a great conversation. And as I said, like you're the type of believers that I do like, the ones that do allow yourself, to question and get to where it is that you really are trying to get within your experience.
In my experience, right?
Yeah. I hope you have a good day. Thank you so much.
You too. Thank you.
You're welcome. You okay?
Yeah, drop my ginger. All right.
Oh, okay. All right. Have a good one.
You too.
Is it Aretha?
Are there
Oh,
no
are
heroes?
they? Hold on. Are there no real heroes?
Yes,
Okay. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. What's your age?
I'm 39.
Okay. And I see that you are a new nerd. I'm not sure if you were
Mhm.
gifted that.
I
Um,
was.
you was. Okay. Are you a believer? Are you deconstructing? Or are you an atheist?
I'm deconstructing, but I consider myself an agnostic.
Okay. And what topic did you come up to discuss?
So I was thinking about the why does 97% of the black community believe in worship God and Jesus in Western Christianity.
Okay.
I have a theory. Well, not so much of theory, but I wonder if you thought, because yeah, you're a thinker, but I haven't heard your take on what do you believe about. Okay, in the church. Well, I'm specifically talking about the black church. Well, not just the black church, but just church in general, because it's more of a patriarchy kind of thing where like the men are the pastors and the preachers and stuff for the most part. But in our society, we don't really allow. This is just my thoughts. We don't really allow men to express themselves, or they think down on therapy, and when and then or even like medical like therapy or something like that, like what they you don't, if you say that you're in therapy or you're getting help for something, you're not even allowed to take certain jobs. Pop star. um like you don't get to like be for law enforcement and stuff like that, so it's like it's hard for people to get like real therapy. So I'm thinking like in church, if you can't really do certain things in public, like you can't yell scream without being looked at a lunatic, but in church they can go there, especially like for the black men, and like yell scream cry, run around the building, do all that stuff to express themselves in a way that they can't do in society. And because we look down on like getting actual therapy, like that's the only place they go to release their pain.
Yeah, that is a great point. That in during basketball and football games.
Oh yeah. I mean, you could do it in the club too,
Hmm.
but you also like, but you're not crying. Like that's like the place where men can go yell, scream, and cry, and they're not looked down on as being weak. They're
No,
actually
they
looked
they
down
they'll cry
as
if their
strong.
team doesn't win,
That's
right?
true.
And they'll use that opportunity to release the things that are on their mind, right? Because they can hide behind that. But that is a great point. That church is the place where they can release and not be judged.
Yeah. And I don't honestly, I don't think just because a lot of the black community is in Christianity, I don't actually think they're really believers. I think for the most part, they're just saying it because, they feel like they have to. That's what we grew up doing. So it's hard because and you'll say one thing, be like, I'm a Christian, but you don't live by the rules that's within the Christianity and stuff like that. So it's like, it's just, it's like a card. Like you say, you can just play the card and just be like, I'm a Christian. And because it's just acceptable. If you ever look at like those dating shows, like Pop the Balloon or Found Love, everybody's like, everybody on there has to be like a Christian. Even though these are like really smart, intelligent people, like there's one thing they'll say when they're looking for a mate is you have to put God first. I need a small Christian male, or like if you want to date and stuff like that, everybody's very. I'm not well. I feel like the majority of people are just Christians.
I also think that that's just something that they say, right? Like, what does it
Yeah.
mean to put God first? Um, I think it's just something that they say because it's the traditional thing to do in the Black community. Let me. I want to respond to something. Maya, are you talking about me? Because I always say that people's brains are different; they're not the same. I don't think that two people have the same brain. And I think that's something that I talk about a lot in here. So when you say I don't understand why she can't see that, I don't know if you're talking about me. But I definitely think that I hate the word neurotypical oh, okay. I thought you was thinking that I thought that. Because I think every human is neurodivergent. I don't think anybody is neurotypical. But
That's fair.
yeah, yeah. Um, I think that a lot of the issues come from people trying to force this cookie cutter status on everybody. Oh, okay. Who is Carrie? There's a Carrie in here.
Harry Underwood. Damn, we got another famous person.
Oh, never mind. She just commented. Okay. Maya's talking to somebody in the comments. Okay. I just want to clear that up because I thought you were referring to me. But I agree with you that more churches need to make it or talk about mental illness and the fact that it's okay for men to feel right, to be able to express themselves. No, it's okay. If you disagree with me, I just want to make sure that I address it so that you understand me. But don't ever think that I'm against anybody disagreeing with me. And I still will love you, Maya. I'm not gonna turn my back on you because you disagree. Um, but I think more churches, more pastors need to address the whole masculinity construct that men must be strong and the head of the house, and like be take on everything for their families and put on this front of being this militant soldier for God, and address the stigma that if you are sad or depressed, then that means that you've done something wrong or the devil has gotten you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that it's okay to seek therapy. That going to a therapist doesn't mean that you're taking power away from your God. And I think that's why men don't show their emotions in public and they don't go to a therapist because they feel like they're either going against the God and they're going against their masculinity, which oddly enough is the God to me.
Yeah, I think a lot of the stuff that you were saying today, like you made me realize a lot of stuff, especially because I was always on the fence too. And like, I'm like, what? Why are we so different? Like, I'm born into a family, but I feel different from them because when I read something or I learn something, I approach things differently. So I'm thinking, like, do we all just come in existence with a soul? We appear out of nowhere, out of nothing, and then I realize that I can look at my hand, I can move this finger, I can move this foot, and does that mean like when I die, I have to decide what I mean, like how good of a person I am on earth while I'm alive in order to take that next step in my journey, like moving forward. And like, if is there a moving forward after you die and stuff like that. So those things that we can't question, it made sense in my mind growing up in the Christianity to be like, oh, it makes sense that, we doing what we do on earth is just a test for where we get sent to after we leave. Because when they say eternity and they tell me I'm gonna hurt, like I'm gonna be in pain, even if you're a good person, you go to hell. Like, that's pretty scary, because especially when you're struggling growing up, when you don't have a good living situation, when you're like trying to figure out what you're going to eat. Like, it's easy to get manipulated by people and say like, oh, you just have to give faith. And even if you're starving and if you don't have a place to stay, you just need to believe and something good will happen. Then when that good thing happened, you're like, oh, well, it did work because I believed. And it just keeps going like that until you start asking questions. Like, until you start asking questions like, why are these bad people being rewarded the same way I'm being rewarded, but they're getting way more stuff than me? Like, they're getting so much going on for them, and then all they have to do is say they're forgiven. And it's like, I just don't understand the logic there. And I guess I stopped listening to people that tell me that God told them something. They'll always come up to me and be like, God told me to tell you this. I'm like, I don't know why God's speaking to everybody but me. But that ain't God. I don't know what the hell you talking about.
Yeah. And like the same question you asked, like about the soul and recognizing, like, are we just coming into existence with a soul? Like, those are the type of questions that I think people should ask themselves. And like, what is a soul? And like, we can literally look at a young child,
Yeah.
right? That is born, and kind of just like watch them as they learn about their bodies, and
Hmm.
how to move their hands, right? My granddaughter now recognizes that she can reach out and grab shit,
Yeah.
right? And just kind of like be in awe at how they learn that, their how their bodies work and how the world around them works.
Hmm.
And the reality is, we don't know what a soul is, right? We can't define a soul. And we don't, if we look at the child that's learning how their body works, we wouldn't be able to define what that child's soul is, because then we don't know what their personality is.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I think when we talk about soul, we're talking about personality.
Yeah.
And if we're talking about personality, how is the personality going to be the thing that burns in hell? Right? That's the next logical question.
I didn't
Right?
think about that.
Yeah. And then the part, like, what gives a person the ability to have a personality? It's a brain,
Yeah.
right?
And I think even animals have personalities. Like, I have been around a bunch of animals, and I even like go, like, they all, like, I have like 3 kittens now, like they all have different personalities and they're all like funny in their own way.
Yeah. Like, and when you say even animals have personalities, we as human animals forget that we are animals.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing. And like, allowing ourselves to just like engage with the, those type of thoughts and those type of questions, I think it helps to see the world in a very different way. And it helps us show up in the world in a very different way. So we're not moving from a place of fear,
Hmm.
right? Or paralyzed in a cycle because of fear.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just gonna say this one last thing. It's like, I read this in a book, like The Body Takes Score. And it's about like trauma and PTSD. And the doctor made like this analogy about a person that might be scared of socks. And not stocks, snakes,
I'm
and
gonna say, scared. Who the hell is scared of socks?
yeah.
I am.
Yeah, I forgot about Oso ass.
Well, I think what he was trying to say was there's a person that's terrified of snakes, and they think it's a snake in their room, but really it's like a pile of socks. And like instead of going in there and like turning on the light and be like, "There's this, it's just a sock," and blah blah blah, you like because they're so damaged or whatever, you just pick up the sock and move it out as if it was a snake, and like help them that way, because we all have like these fears. Like it don't even have to make sense. Like you can be scared of spiders, you can be scared of the water, and other people aren't affected like that. But like because you have like this fear, this irrational fear, or something that hurt you a long time ago and you're just like paralyzed from it, like it doesn't mean that you're in danger. It's just a fear. It doesn't actually mean that that sock was a snake. It was just like the fear that made you want to like, and I think that's the kind of thing that like Christianity does too. Like it's just that fear that paralyzes you. It doesn't even have you don't even really have to be in danger. It's just that the thought of having that fear.
Absolutely. That's why I asked the question. Have we ever thought to ourselves that we've never really seen a God strike somebody down for asking a question? Yeah,
Hmm.
that's the thing that we fear, and it keeps us paralyzed and, obedient in place to where we're not questioning the belief, which means we don't question the systems that allow we're not questioning the systems that allow the control to continue, right,
Yeah.
in society, the hatred, the bigotry, the oppression. We're not questioning any of that because of our fear of questioning God.
Yeah. And then if you're even sick and the doctors put you on like medicine regulation or whatever, and then the pastor will be like, "You'll be healed if you just have faith," and they end up not taking their medicine. Like, yeah, like it's crazy. So I hear you. So thank you.
You're so welcome. Thank you for coming up. I hope you have a great rest of the day.
You as well. Bye.
Bye.
You know what's crazy to me?
What?
Why we couldn't have a Thursday like this?
Yeah. Are you vying for Thursdays to come back?
No, I'm just, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, you want to do the next one? I'm going to order me some sushi right quick.
I got you.
Thank you. I'm over here about to stop. Hold on. This person isn't loading. I don't know who said you were. Like, why do you feel you need
That's
to
so
say that?
weird. What a
Yeah.
weird thing to say.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That person bounced right out. Watch they pop back up on stage. Olive Garden?
It's official.
Oh, it's official. Hey,
Oh,
what's up?
I got banned.
Why?
I was arguing with some Christians and they actually said the words, not me. And next thing you know, I got banned. I tried to appeal. They responded like 3 minutes later saying, not accepted. I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Do you have an agency? Are you with an agency?
I don't even know what that is. So I'm going to just say no.
It's a like a TikTok agency that can appeal your rejected appeals for you. They have access to like the TikTok support that we don't have access to. And when you appeal your ban and it gets rejected, your agent can talk to the TikTok team directly and kind of give them more information about your what happened, and then they can get the appeal. I mean, they can get the ban overturned.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that once I get off here.
You
Uh,
know Chicago?
who?
Chicago.
I'm in
you
Chicago
know I do that
PD.
now
Chicago. I
too.
don't know who Chicago is.
Who do it too also?
I do too. Chicago kind of moved to a different realm of that side. And he was
Okay.
like, "Yo, you want to do it?" And I was like, "Sure."
Oh, so you're an agent now?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So are you lying? Also.
No, I'm so serious. Get him back.
He's one. I remember
Okay.
him and Zena talking about it.
Okay. So yeah, you can connect with Oso. Oso can get you like I think because you're already banned, and you're not signed up with him, he won't be able to help you with this one. But in the future, if you sign up with him, like there's no fee for you. He does get paid from like your lives. Um, and like usually your agent is responsible for helping you grow too. So they help your life grow. They help increase the amount of gifts that you're getting, and then TikTok pays them to help you grow. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and that's cool because I'm not gonna lie. If I had to pay him, it was gonna be $1 an hour. That's all it is.
No, TikTok take care of that. Like,
Yeah, man.
yeah,
But I was trying to, because I came up here because I learned something new today, and I needed to be thinker approved for me to actually make a live about it. So I'm pretty sure you know about the Ten Commandments, right?
yeah,
So just to read it off real quick, just to correct me if I'm wrong. You shall not have no other gods before me. You shall not make idols. You shall not take the name of the Lord, your God, in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Honor your father and your mother. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor, and you shall not covet. I'm correct, right?
yeah.
So, what if I told you that those aren't the actual Ten Commandments?
You would be correct that there are another set in Exodus 34.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay. Because when I found it out, because I was actually debating a Christian literally today, on that exact same live, where I was basically he apparently somewhere in his head he thought that he could only follow the Ten Commandments, and I think he said about two of Jesus's teachings, and that was about it, and just ignored the rest of the Bible. So that's literally all that he read because he thought that that's all he was supposed to read. So I was trying to pull up my notes, and I was also trying to look up certain things to help me out. And I had ended up finding something where you had actually said it, Exodus chapter 34, verse 14 through 28, where it
Mm-hmm.
lists like 10 commandments, and it specifically calls those the 10 commandments and not the actual 10 commandments that I just read off. And I was like, what? So I'm trying, like, I was going around like, okay, hold on, I have to put this debate on pause. And I'm literally telling people, can you go read this verse for me? Because I'm like, maybe I'm just tweaking. I may be like reading it wrong. And they're like, no, like we see it too. And I'm like, okay. So, and then of course I got banned, and I was like, well, let me see if Thinker's online. And then it was around like 9 o'clock and I didn't see you live. So I was like, I think she might do a daytime live. If not, then I'm probably just going to have to wait until another day. But I'm glad that you were here because I needed this to be Thinker approved. And from the looks of it, it is correct.
That I think that's hilarious. You're saying thinker approved. Keep in mind that thinker could be definitely wrong.
I
but
mean,
but
yeah.
yeah, no, you are correct. Like,
I mean,
trust yourself. You're intelligent enough. Like, you're correct.
no, yeah, I try to trust myself, but sometimes I just want to make sure I'm not reading nothing that's like I'm trying to make sure my eyes are working correctly because I'm like I ain't trying to have nobody be like, oh well, actually in this verse it says that this was actually false, and I'm like, oh okay, so let me not go in deep into this until I get this officially thinkered approved. So, and I know that all humans make mistakes, but I mean technically I never seen you make a mistake, so in my
Oh,
eyes.
I make mistakes. I make mistakes.
Actually, I just lied just now because you had called my name wrong that one
I
day.
make mistakes every damn life, especially especially with the names.
Yeah, so, but I definitely needed this to be thinker approved. So thank you so much. I love you all, and I'll see you in like. Actually, no, because I can come on live on this account if I have another question about like one of the prompts. So I'll just come on this one. I'm gonna change it from Olive Garden. I was hungry that one day. I don't know what the hell I was doing.
You stupid.
We did.
So
Funny as
That's
I'm
the
gonna
hell.
but
make
the
sure.
sky'll be hitting.
I swear. But please don't make me hungry again. Okay, but I, I love you all. Thank you so much for having me up.
I love you
Love you
too. Have a good one.
too.
Everyone,
And let me
much love.
down.
I got you.
Listen, y'all. This whole thing with the let me down thing, y'all need to say it with some conviction. Y'all boring,
I agree. They try to get too cute with it. You got to be
right?
indignant.
Gotta say it the way she said. Let me down.
Right?
Somebody said it the
That was
other day. That
embarrassment.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
that
forgot
was
who
huh.
was it.
That was embarrassment.
There was another lady the other day that was like, she was one of those Christians that was ready to leave because she didn't like that I was, giving her opposition to what she said, and she was like, "Let me down." And I started to say, "You got to let yourself down," and then Lala took her down, but I was gonna let her sit her ass
Yeah.
right there.
Yep.
Oh
She said,
yeah.
Lala did it. She said, Lala did
Like,
it.
yeah,
That's
Look,
funny.
I don't know. Maybe it's a Taurus in me. I gotta get you before you get me.
yeah.
That's
You and
same,
Selena
Lala.
and do that.
Same.
Like, I swear, all of y'all are like the
You ain't
same.
getting me.
Right?
You're not gonna
The
get me.
Uh-uh.
same. Like, I,
I
I'll,
want
I'ma
I'll
her
sit
have the
there
final
and
say
first.
shit.
shit. My ass be wanting to eat. I will sit there and um and play with you like a cat playing with a ball of yarn.
Mhm. I do that too.
I'm almost done ordering my sushi, y'all. Hold on, and my
Ooh,
pad
what
came
kind you
out.
get?
I got Thai papaya, black angel, and some pad mao.
I
Oh
don't know what is
Did she
that?
say black him out?
no,
It
No,
did
Packy Mount.
sound like it.
Stop it.
Wait a minute.
I used
Say
to
it
smoke. I
again.
used to smoke black mao.
Didn't we all?
I want some sushi too.
I
Uh
got Thai papaya, black angel, and pad mao.
oh, okay.
Yeah, the pad mao is a Thai dish like rice noodles, chicken, and vegetables.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know
You
what?
said, "I know you
I
lying,
want to
thinking
order
about
me
black and
some
mouse."
for
Yeah, I
my
used to smoke black and
birthday.
mouse.
I don't
Huh?
know.
I said I'm gonna probably get me some for my birthday.
Your birthday's
Me too,
Thursday, right?
Lala.
Yeah, it
Wednesday.
is.
Thursday? It's
On
Thursday.
the 14th, not this Thursday. No, it's
No,
not.
mine is
No,
Monday,
it's
so
not.
it's Wednesday.
Wait a minute. Yeah, mine's Wednesday. You're right.
Yeah, because mine is
You
Monday. I was
confusing
like,
me,
hold up.
thinker. I
I said, hold on
thought you
now.
was a
Hold
Taurus.
on, let me explain. Stay woke. It's not interesting that the panel won't defend their position on the Christian page because, again, I could give less than a fuck about going into Christian spaces. I did not create this live to talk to Christians. It's not interesting. I don't like Christianity. I don't like being around Christians. I will say it. I've said it. I don't know why you think that's interesting. I'm not going into a Christian live. I don't go into Christians' comments. Hell, I wish that deconstructing Christians were the only ones that would come up. I wish deconstructing Christians were the only ones in my comments, but they're not. And like y'all, I swear, y'all won't shit the way y'all want it. It's interesting that the panel won't go into a Christian space, but here you are and you still don't come on stage. Y'all are in our comments and you don't come on stage.
But they love being here.
All that fucking whining. And that's one of the reasons why I don't go. Cause like what the fuck am I go to your pen? Like what do you think if I don't go to church? Right? Like what is it that you think that I'm going to get by coming into a Christian space? Like y'all whine. Y'all whine and you manipulate. You don't take conversations to a deeper level. Like, what the? Why would I do that? Show that you can have a conversation. I no, like, I don't want to talk to you. Like, you are honestly, I've talked to you before. Stay woke. Like, you. It's a waste of a conversation.
It absolutely is.
Oh my God, such a waste.
Uh, Chiba.
Yes.
Hi. How
How
are
are
you?
we?
I'm doing
Wonderful.
good.
Thank you for asking.
What's your age, please?
63.
Okay. Oh, so you want to do this when I'm still waiting on
That's
my
fine.
code so I can pay for my food? Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. You said you were a believer?
No, I didn't say anything.
No, are you a Christian, believer in God the Bible?
No.
Deconstructing?
I came up because the host
Are you
seemed to be a
deconstructing or
little.
atheist?
I have completed my deconstruction years, yeah.
Okay, and what topic did you want to pick off the background?
Why does 97% of the black community believe in and worship the God and Jesus of Western Christianity?
What are your thoughts?
Because what they did was they replaced what we had left of a culture with that book. Matter of fact, they took my land and gave my people the book because half of my people were still here. I'm a descendant of runaway slaves and the Arawak people of Florida. We had land, we had escaped their atrocities, and they still moved us out.
So you're black?
No, I'm human. They said I'm black, and that's part of the problem.
Mad at us.
We accept an identity that someone else gave us, and through many generations, we believe that. We're the original people. We're human beings. And the negative connotations associated with black, darkness, you know, just everything black in their language makes us look or seem lower than. It has taken our taken our humanity away from us because now we're running to identify like this or identify like that, and we require others to confess their identity.
You don't, are you not proud to be called black or no?
Pardon?
Are you not proud to
Proud?
be called black or no?
I have no pride. I have confidence. I have self
Um,
assurance. I have self assurance that I am energy.
are you not happy to be identified as black?
Happy?
Sure.
Am I happy to be in America? Hell no.
That's not what I asked you.
Well, that's what I'm telling you.
That's not what I asked you.
But that's what I'm telling you. See,
Do
you
you
can't even
understand that
accept
I'm asking you a question because I would like to know the answer to that question?
that a question doesn't apply to me because that's
Why?
not how I
Why does it
identify.
not apply to you?
Because I don't identify that. I don't accept that.
So you could say no then, right?
I could choose not even to answer the question.
Yeah, you could also choose to have a conversation, which is why you're on the stage.
Yeah, okay. So let's go to the next question.
You don't do that.
Question
You don't get to
is,
do that.
why are you not happy to identify as a black man?
Because of the negative connotations of it. It doesn't profit me. It would profit me if people could see my value as a human being, no matter what they identify as.
So you believe being black is inherently bad?
No, I don't believe in anything. I know that
You
I
know
came
being
into
black is
this
inherently
world.
bad?
No. Listen to me speak.
Then answer the question that I asked.
No, I'm answering the question, but you're not listening.
No, you're not responding to what I'm
I'm
asking.
getting ready to speak now, but you keep talking.
Okay, there's
Oh
no
my
need to be
goodness.
combative. We're having a discussion. Well, you and also are having a discussion. There's no need to be combative. That's how we learn, okay? We
Yes.
learn from each other by having, e- just don't be combative. I can't even get the words out.
Oh, I'm not combative. I'm not even, actually, I'm not even mad. The thing is that I expect people to be who they are in
And what is
general.
that?
I said in general.
Yeah,
So
and
in
what's that?
general, well, in general would be a lot of things. Why would I even discuss what in general means?
You expect people to be a certain way in general.
Right.
What's the certain way?
Right. Because when I speak, they want to respond and not really collect and understand what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, and somebody in the comments said, why
You
am I
literally did
angry?
not answer the questions that I asked you,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm talking,
What
but
is the certain way?
you keep trying to redirect me like I'm on trial.
Because you're not answering my question.
I am if you would take a
What
minute.
is the certain way?
Ooh, okay. When I came to this planet, on this planet,
I know he don't think this is answering my fucking question. I know he don't. Right? The way he think this is answering my fucking question. Maybe
okay,
I
are you
asked a
going to allow
different
me to
question.
speak or not? I'm trying to tell you who I am.
I don't give. I don't
I
care.
know you don't
I
give a
want you to
fuck
answer the
who I
questions
am.
that I
That's the
don't care.
problem. You
I
don't
don't
see my
care.
value. You don't
I
see
don't
what I
care.
can bring to the
I don't
table.
care.
Are you
You have a
having a
narrative and you
after
don't even let
midlife
me
crisis?
express
Because this
myself.
is wild.
This is so
Well, fuck,
stupid, man.
drop my ass then. If you can't
He came to
listen to
this
me.
planet.
Oh wow. You
What
don't
is going
because I
on?
don't want to hear you monologue about bullshit.
Okay, what is
Okay, so
I
you
have a
happening?
don't respect what I'm
connection.
saying.
What is happening?
No, no, no. You're going to answer the
No,
question that
you're
I
an
asked
ignorant
you.
motherfucker. That's what you are. And you won't listen to me. That's the
With the
problem.
ER, a
Oh,
hard ER.
Oh, let him do that.
pobrecito.
Tu
You gonna be all
madre
right?
también, pendejo.
You gonna be okay? I guess the better question will be, what aren't you at this point?
Tú eres un persona non grata.
Mm,
You
Escúchame,
think you
maricón. Escúchame.
mm,
what?
Mm-mm-mm. This
mm,
Yeah,
nigga
Why
well,
you
he was
what?
gonna
talking
do.
Spanish, so I forgot
mm.
talking back to him. I know the
El burro
language.
sabe más que tú. El burro sabe más que tú. We can do this all day. I mean,
Yeah, I know,
what
we
are we doing?
can. But it's not important. I would rather just come up here and answer the question.
Well,
But you're
then
not
answer
doing
the
that.
question
I
instead
was
of doing a
trying to.
roundabout.
I was trying to, but nobody even
No, you
remembers what I
weren't.
started to answer.
I asked you, what is the certain way that you assume in general people are going to be? And you started your answer with, when I came into this world, that is not answering my question.
Combative.
What is the certain way?
Combative.
Okay. Now, why do you think people are going to be combative to what you have to say?
Because they're believers. That's why.
Okay. I'm not a believer.
You are. You believe that there's no God. So that
Uh,
means you're a
no,
believer
sir.
that
No,
there's no
sir.
God.
I'm unconvinced of the existence of a God.
Right. And that's a belief.
That is not a belief.
Are you certain there's no God?
That is a lack of belief.
But are you certain there's no God?
Have I ever told you that?
No. Most atheists,
Did you
the reason
assume
why
that?
they, most atheists that
You did
I've
assume that
encountered, see, and you're still talking. See, whenever somebody interrupts somebody while they're talking, that means they don't really care what they're saying.
because you're not talking to what I'm talking to.
No, I'm not saying what you want to hear because you don't want to take the time to try to figure out what I
Why are
have
you
to
so
offer.
angry, dude?
No, I'm
Calm
not
down.
angry. I'm from
I love
Jersey,
you.
man. That's how we talk.
And calm down.
No, I got
And
family
No.
when
in
an
Jersey. All of
animal
y'all
is
Mm-mm.
don't
being
talk like that. Don't
disrespectful,
blame
we
Jersey. Don't
respond.
blame Jersey.
What is going
No.
on?
Something
There's
got into this motherfucker bean pies.
I think he's having an after midlife crisis.
What
Ah,
what's
Dios
Because
going
the
on?
way
mío.
he is
He tried
That's
to pick the
hilarious.
last one.
about to blow a gasket.
He said
Yeah.
that
Well,
he's
I was
native
trying to get in there.
and
I was
black,
trying to let
but
you
at this
know
but when I'm talking
that
about the
our
blackness
culture,
part,
right? And you
he
didn't
does
even
not
hear the
like that.
part.
He didn't want
Hold
to
on.
identify as black. He was like, I don't know, he's being really weird and he wants to like grandstand and give these like long ass soliloquies about shit. But when I'm asking him questions and I want answers to those questions, he runs away from it and starts pontificating about bullshit. I don't need that. Like, I'm trying to have a conversation about the topic of blackness and, honing in on the blackness part before we get to the church part. But he's crashing out before we can get to the blackness part. Now, I don't want to say he's not black, but it's just interesting that he want to identify with everything else, but he cannot stand the fact of being black. That's weird to me. So I'm trying to figure out why he has such a negative connotation of black in general.
Can you answer
Because
that question?
every 10 years the designation changes. Black, Afro American, black, colored,
It
Negro.
has not changed.
But
Not,
does
come
that
on
even
now.
really matter though? Like it doesn't matter. Like he's asking if you are a part of the community. Like fuck all that. Uh, whether you
What
call yours.
community?
I'm sorry. Did you hear me talking?
A part of what
Like I'm
community?
talking.
Well, I'm doing the same
Like,
thing that
I
El
don't give a
also did.
fuck.
I
I
thought
don't
that
give a
was the
fuck. You're
purpose
not
of it.
fucking El Elso. That's the problem. You don't know your fucking identity. You aren't El Oso Ray. So you can't do what El Oso Ray does.
Mm-mm-mm.
He's a
The
pussy.
Well,
You are
so
what you eat.
you like what the
Okay,
fuck?
and you're
Like
a
get the
dick.
fuck off my
You're a
stage.
63-year
The
old man
fuck?
calling a, come on now. 63. That was a 63-year-old man.
I swear to God.
He was black. Like looking at his page, you in the he's a
I could
DJ
tell
or
by
something.
his voice he was black, but still, 63 thinker. Like, I don't think we ever gonna get rid of this darn religion.
Hmm.
Well, he's a part of the boomers. So like it's the boomers that's perpetuating a lot of this shit.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Public enemy number 2. Are you in the box on purpose? Stay woke. I don't think that you're like awake. I told you I don't want to talk to you. Oso doesn't want to talk to you. Like you don't. Your conversations go nowhere.
Joe Bay, I wasn't gonna say nothing. Leave that alone. Let it be that he's a boomer.
Y'all know how I feel about age.
I did not mean to do that.
Uh, hey, public enemy, how are you?
All
You
right.
didn't mean to come up, or you did?
I didn't mean to turn my camera on.
Oh, okay. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. How are you all?
I'm doing good.
Hey, Derek.
What you got?
Awesome. I wanted to talk about the top one. The premarital sex is a sin, is not biblical, and is more about controlling women's bodies.
Okay, go ahead.
I wanted to tie it to the I don't know if you guys heard about the male loneliness epidemic.
Hold on, give me a second. Selena, what did Stay Woke say?
No, he typed in caps
Oh, I'm talking about what
and
did
he
he
knew
say
better.
in the caps?
I didn't read it. I don't ever read it.
Oh, okay.
I see the caps and it's done.
Yeah, the reason why I'm asking is because somebody, a believer, who I think is a Hebrew Israelite, commented to it and was like 100. So I was trying to see what he said. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
I know real was in caps.
Uh. Oh, okay. Go ahead, public.
Oh yeah, I was just talking about the male loneliness epidemic.
Oh yeah.
Whenever I say epidemic, I always hold up finger quotes. You can't see it, but I was wondering because I also before that was brought to attention. I saw another article about how men in Gen Z are flocking back to religion more so, and then the women in Gen Z are leaving religion more. And I'm not saying like what is it causation or correlation. It's just a very interesting trend that I'm noticing about certain people. And I just wish that we put more thought into therapy and teaching people to love themselves and care about themselves instead of teaching them that, you're born a sinner, you're born less than. But that was, yeah, that
Yeah.
was my biggest thought on that.
I was gonna say, I agree with you, and I think the reason why we see the Gen Z young boys flocking back to religion is because they think that that's what's gonna fix society. Like they're being told that the man being put back in his place, similar to um, the movement to put white people back in their place, is what's going to fix the world, right? Everything, all of this DEI, all of this feminism, all of this equality is what it has caused the world to go astray. And so it's the uh, patriarchy, it's the white supremacy that's going to put the world, that's going to fix the world, if that makes sense. And so that's why you see young black men going back to religion, because they're being told that that's what God wants.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I was also thinking like, it's scary that they see other people being treated equal, and this is for all men. Like, they see other people getting more opportunities and fighting and excelling, and they see that as them being attacked. Like, I just feel like the bar is in hell for some people, and other people literally just went to say, hey, can you raise that bar, and they just crash all the way out, and it's kind of scary.
Yeah,
And I don't,
like
yeah.
yeah, that, like, honestly, like, when you said that, I know I keep bringing up white supremacy, but I don't think we can get away from that, because that's the same thing, right? When people of
Yep.
color start getting opportunities, and it's they start freaking out, right? Like, you're taking away from me, right? Like, that's what we see when with men who feel that women shouldn't be in certain positions because you're taking away opportunities for the man, or you're trying to say that the man isn't necessary, he isn't needed anymore because a woman now can be in the same position as a man. Like, it all mimics their God. It's the image of their God. Like, I wish I didn't have to say white supremacy so fucking much.
Uh, I don't.
Like, yeah, like,
I'd
it's
say,
pissing me
yeah.
off that I have to.
I'm in Florida, and like that guy, it doesn't matter. I'm so used to the Christians that you guys get. Every single one of them I have met at a bar against my will and had a conversation with. So it's just, yeah, I blame religion a lot of the time, but like I feel like religion just prepares you for the system that is white supremacy that you're just going to get indoctrinated into. And like I hate being reminded, like it just, like whenever you think of something, it's like, oh, why is this thing terrible? Because of racism. Like, why do we have insurance? Because of racism. It's really aggravating, but yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
There was one more thing, and then sorry if you have something to say. I'm thinking about something.
No, I was just agreeing with you.
It was the controlling women's bodies thing. It's I the push for purity culture and all that, and how being in a religion like enforces that there is a certain level of purity that both people have to maintain. I feel like it's terrible that that's the reason that people are going back. Some people, not all, but some people are going back to religion because they really do feel like what is it, the opposite of purity culture. Oh yeah, the hookup culture has gotten so bad, when really I think it's just people don't know how to be in a relationship, because once again people don't love themselves, and then they go project that not love onto someone else, and when that person can't return it, it's just yeah. So I agree with the controlling women's bodies thing, and I feel like they just use that as an excuse to do that.
Yeah, I don't think any of them can even articulate why they feel like women, being able to have the same capabilities or rights as a man, like why that would even make society better. Like, controlling who a woman sleep with, like, how does that make society better? And while not controlling who a man sleep with, like, I don't even think that they could articulate that. But it's so many of them in the comments right now asking you, like, what do you suggest, and how should it be, right? And they don't realize, like, with them asking that question, they're basically acknowledging that they agree with what's going on right now. They agree with taking rights away from women. They agree with saying that women shouldn't, that women's body should be policed more than a man's body, but they can't articulate what the why it should be that way. Like, what are the benefits of it, and they can't prove it. It's just because, me man, me macho,
My
me God
feelings.
said, me powerful.
Yeah. I call them Phil bros, like feelings instead of like philosophy. They're Phil bros, like they just have feelings. They have very strong feelings that they can't actually back up with any facts, but their feelings should be treated as facts, and that is the way it should be. And they really don't see how that's a problem, and how if we just let anyone do that, like it's kind of a bummer to watch people choose. I don't know if you've noticed like the anti-intellectualism that is also just pervasive everywhere. Like even my own mom says some weird stuff. Like she said the thing about doctors and how like it's a practice. And I'm like, please just go to your go to your doctor. Like you can't just watch something on YouTube and know all of the things about the human body. That's not how that works. Like it's people need to start respecting facts again, and it hurts to be corrected. I get that, but like correction isn't an insult. If someone's taking the time to correct you, if anything, that means they actually care about you. I personally, if I see someone's about to fail and I don't like them, I will let them fail, and they just have to learn that lesson. Like I, I just wish people could think more with their minds and less with their hearts when it comes to other people's lives and autonomy. But yeah, that ties into that, and then
Yeah. I agree. When you said, can they respect facts again? I was trying to think of a time when we did, as a society, respect facts. Because I felt like as a society, we've always run away from facts and hid them. And we've created our own narratives. Um, so, yeah, but I agree.
that is so true. I didn't think about that with the facts. I think also that's another reason why people are going to religion, because it is true that we've hid a lot of facts or manipulated the truth, assuaged it, so that when people get older and they learn the truth, they feel like they've been lied to.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I hate hearing that whole, so you just believe in evolution, or like you believe in gravity. And I know where they're coming from, but like they don't understand where they're coming from. Like they don't understand that there's more to what they don't understand. And I just, yeah, you understand. That's all I have to say.
Well, I definitely thank you for coming up, and I hope you have a great morning.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Let me down.
More
Lola gonna get
conviction.
you. I
Hey,
gotcha.
Hmm.
Hey, go ahead and shout it out.
Oh, I don't do that.
Look, I knew she was. I knew she was
I
gonna
don't
say
have that in me.
y'all, come
that.
on.
No, it's okay. We won't make you feel uncomfortable. Have a good one, okay?
Thank you. You all too.
All right.
Easy.
Okay.
You can tell they are reserved,
Yeah.
and like I knew they were gonna be like, nope, I'm not doing that.
That's fair.
Dee Dee. Oh wait, see, look what TikTok does. This freed person bounced out, but now they're back on stage. Uh,
Mm,
yeah.
I
Give
didn't
me
see
just.
that.
You don't see them on stage?
No, I didn't see it happen.
Oh, they're the screen is black though. I
Yeah.
don't.
You want me to take them out?
Yeah, because I don't think they're there. Dee Dee. Dee Dee, are you there? I think they're there on accident. Jade. Hello. Hey, Lexi. Jade, are you there?
Oof.
Chimpanzee? Chimp? Chimp?
Benji.
What is it?
I don't think it is.
Benji. You can call him Benji.
Benji. Are you a believer? Wait, you're the one that was agreeing with Stay Woke?
Yeah, I'm an Israelite.
I can barely hear you.
He said, "Yeah, I'm an Israelite."
I say, yeah, I'm an Israelite.
How did I know you were an Israelite just from you agreeing with him? What topic did you come up here to discuss?
Well, premarital sex doesn't actually mean anything because sex is marriage. So,
No, it's not.
yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Biblically, it is.
No, it isn't. Not every time.
Okay. Either it's unlawful or it's marriage.
It's not always unlawful. That's a lie.
If it's lawful, it's marriage. If it's not marriage, it's unlawful.
No, no, it's not.
Okay.
It's not. That's not true.
Okay. If you say so, sis.
Yeah, did Judah and Tamar get married?
No, that was lawful because he gave her what she asked for.
Did they get married?
No, it was
No, but they
lawful
had
because he
sex, didn't
gave her
they?
what she asked
Oh,
for.
you just
You
making
better
up shit. Like you came up
lower
here,
your
made up
voice.
some shit, right? Like this is what y'all do. Like
Hold
because you
on. He
don't
paid
have
for it.
facts, don't
He
tell me
paid for
to
it.
don't
Judah
tell
was
me
a trick.
to hold on.
He
No,
paid
you
for
came
it.
up here, shut up. You came up here and said sex is marriage. It's in the law. Like literally there are a bunch of people fucking in this book that aren't married. That isn't true. And then you just made up some shit. It's lawful because he paid for it. Like just stop lying. Like just accept that what you said was not true and move the fuck on. Like
See, you think you gonna be able to do that? That's not gonna happen. Nah.
y'all just be making up shit.
Did he pay for it?
Did he?
Did he?
What does that mean? He married her now? Huh? Did he marry her?
He does realize he said that if it was not marriage, then it was illegal, right?
Yeah, yeah. That's why I say he's just making up shit as he go.
Yeah. I'd be scared to come off mute too. That was you painted yourself in the corner so fast. Like
You're on mute, Chimpy. Champy.
Benji.
Well, the first part of your name doesn't say Benji.
Well, I said it was Benji.
You better
Uh,
watch your mouth.
I said it was Benji. Is something wrong with me?
it,
Your tone.
the first part of your name says Chimpy.
You really saw.
What?
It says I said it was Benji. That's what I said my name was.
Yeah, but I was reading the first part of it. Do you have anything else? Like, what are you on stage for?
Oh, I just was trying to educate you,
You
but you
didn't
wasn't
educate
listening.
shit. You came up here and lied.
You go educate. Go back to the drawing
Okay, so
board.
what is considered unlawful?
What? Like,
Unlawful
let
sex.
me ask you. Let me ask you this. Why do you give a damn what a woman does with her cootie? Why are you so
Because
up in
I have a
arms?
mother, I have a
Okay,
sister, I
and
have
what does your
daughters.
mama's pussy got to do with you?
I came from that. What do you mean?
And
What
what
kind
does
of
that have to
dumbass
do with
question is that?
you? What does it have to do with you? Do you think that my son is clocking who the fuck I
Huh?
fuck? Like, just
I
because
think
you
your
came from
son
it doesn't mean
should.
you have anything to do with who she lets see it. That ain't got
Damn,
shit
you
to do with
mad, bro?
you. Yes,
Yeah.
because you sound dumb.
I'm trying to answer your dumbass question.
Like, you literally, I asked, what does it have to do with you? And you say, I came from it. In what?
Yeah.
What does it have to do
And
with
that's
you?
my mama.
Okay, in
That's my
what?
mama. That's a
In
woman that I
what?
love and I care for
And
in
then
my life.
what the fuck does your mama's nut got to do with you?
It's not about her nut. It's about
It's
her
about her nut.
salvation,
Like,
her
you don't have
righteousness.
any right to say who your mother sleeps with. You weren't there when she slept with your daddy. She
I
didn't need your
mean,
permission. She didn't need your permission to sleep with your dad.
no, it's not
The
about
fuck
my
makes you
permission.
think? What the fuck makes you think that she needs your input on who she sleeps with after your ass is born?
You went from what, who, why do I care to now what,
I said,
like
why
me
the
having
fuck
a
are
say
you
so
up
over
in
my mom.
arms? Like, what the fuck does another woman's cootie have to do with you?
Okay, so the sex being marriage is the part that has something to do with me being a
What does
man and
her what
teaching
does
that to
her
my
not being
daughters.
married and fucking have to do with you?
It's unrighteous and it's unlawful and
What
it's a sin
does
against
that
God.
have to do with you?
Depending on who the woman is, it has everything to do with me.
What does it have? What does it have to do with you? Are you God?
I'm my daughter's father. I'm my wife's
Are
lawyer.
you God? Like, even when your daughter becomes an adult, who
Yeah, I am a God, and I have something
did you
certain.
ask your mother and your father's permission before you fucked?
Yeah,
Before
kind of,
before
sort of.
you before you before you had sex with the lady that you had sex with to have your daughter, did you go to your mother and father and ask permission to do that?
In a way.
Did you go to her father? Let me ask you this, and don't you fucking lie either. Did you go to her father and ask her father if you could lay down with his daughter before you impregnated his daughter?
Not her father. He's
No,
not active in her
no,
life.
exactly. Did you go to her brother? Did you go to
I
any
spoke to her
man in
brother.
her life? Did you go to any man in her life and ask permission to sleep with her before you did?
Well, he wasn't a man at the time, but yeah, I spoke
Did
to
you?
her
You are a
family.
fucking lie, you damn lying ass. You didn't go to nobody before you
You gonna
fucked.
ask me a
You just
question? When I give
stop
you an
your
answer, you
fucking
gonna
lying,
tell me
because
I'm
you
a
are
lie?
a fucking liar.
You a
You
grown
are
man.
a liar. You didn't get
You a
permission
grown
from
man.
anybody before you fucked
That
with
bass
your
coming out
lying
your voice.
ass.
Now your
Like,
balls drop.
you sitting up here putting standards on other people that you don't even put on yourself with your hypocritical ass. And then I ain't never in my life seen a son think that he can control his mama's pussy. Never in my life. You get up, you are a grown ass man on TikTok
Oh, so
trying
it's a
to
disclaimer.
assert that you have to know who your mother sleep with because
I
you
didn't say
responsible
that.
for
You
your
lied.
mama's righteousness. You responsible for her righteousness.
I said my
Like,
daughters.
like, shut the fuck up. Like, are you
You a
married?
lying ass man.
Are you married?
Yes.
What
Are
you
you
mad that
married?
I'm more man than
Grown
your
man.
ass?
You ain't got no
You're
husband.
like,
Grown
you're
man.
mad that I'm more man than your ass. Is
No,
that
you a
why you
grown
sit in
man
my
and don't got
fucking
no
comments?
husband. That's why you so mad.
That's okay, and that's okay. I'm man enough, right, to be
Yeah, correct me if I'm
okay
wrong.
by myself.
You a man enough.
I don't need another motherfucker to tell me what to do when I wake up in the morning. I
Right.
don't need another motherfucker to cook food for me
Give
because
me the
I fucking
picture.
know how to cook. I just spent $70 on fucking
All you
sushi
do is
because
run
I
your mouth.
fucking want to, motherfucker.
All you do
Like,
is run
I
your.
don't need a man
You
to
don't.
buy me sushi, to buy me food. I can do it for my motherfucking self. And
Yeah.
I decide who
You
I
sound
fuck,
like it.
when I want to
You
fuck, and when I want to get a nut. That's
grown man.
my motherfucking business.
Make sure you wrap that dick up.
Oh, I do. I do. And what?
See out here, dirty Dan and niggas.
Okay. And what? What does that have
He's
to do
a
with
dirty
you?
Dan.
And that does what for you? Like, what does it have to do with you?
Oh, it ain't got nothing to do with me because you dirty. That ain't
Exactly.
got
It
nothing to do
has
with me.
absolutely nothing to do with you. Do you think that I actually give a fuck that you think that I'm dirty? You would never
You
ever be
don't
able
care
to
about
touch me.
anything. That's why you
You
dirty.
do realize that you looking at your picture and just being honest, you would never be
I
able to
never
touch
wanted
me.
anything.
That's okay, and that
Grown
is
man.
perfectly
I'm
fine.
attracted to women.
And that's perfectly fine. You and I would never fuck. So
Because
what
you're a
you think
man. I
about
don't
me,
like men.
so what you think about me and what I think about you don't fucking matter. Right?
Exactly. I'm so glad you said
Exactly.
it.
So you shouldn't be running around talking about women shouldn't be allowed to do this.
I didn't say that.
There are multiple women in the
I
world
never
who will
said
look at
women should.
you and not
I
even
never
think
said.
twice about fucking your dumb
I
ass.
never said women.
There are multiple
I never
people
said women.
in this world
I
who
never
don't
said.
want you considering
I never.
who the hell they lay
I
down with.
never said.
I don't think about who you fuck.
I.
Like I don't look at you and wonder where you're putting your dick.
You worried about it. That's why you check my
I don't give
picture.
a fuck about your dick. I don't
That's
care
why you
where
went to
you
my
put it.
profile to talk shit about me. Because
I
you worried
talk
about
shit
it.
about you. I don't fucking know
Worry
you.
about your own dirty ass dick,
I,
nigga.
nigga, you listen to you. You talking about you like women. Women, there ain't a woman in this world that would fuck with you. There ain't a
You
woman in this
don't.
world that would fuck with you.
You don't know my wives.
Yeah, yes I do. First off, you think you're a fucking Israelite. Like you
I
made
am.
up an entire identity. Like your
I am.
level
I can
of
prove
thought,
my
like
identity.
your level of thought says that I'm gonna write it with a crayon. Therefore, so it's real. Like that's your level of thought. And I bet you think that you fucking
You just
wrote
gonna
that
keep
name.
talking
I
because
bet
you
you
think the
think you I
deeper
bet
the
you
work
think you
is.
transliterated that shit in Hebrew. I bet you think
A
that
grown
that
man
shit
talking
is in
shit
Hebrew.
on the
And
phone.
here's the crazy thing.
The
Your
deeper your voice
motherfucking ass
get, the
don't
more
know how to
report that.
add. You don't know how to add a Hebrew keyboard to your fucking phone. So you spelled the shit out
See,
instead of going and adding a Hebrew keyboard and using the Hebrew letters.
it's in English.
That's who the fuck you are, motherfucker.
Mother
That's
Thatcher.
who you are. The fuck? All you
I
gotta
know why you
do
ain't got
is
no
go to
husband.
all you gotta do is go to your settings, type in special keyboards, type in Hebrew, and add
I
that
know why you
shit.
ain't got no husband.
Fucking spelling that shit out. You sounded out Hebrew words. Like what the fuck? And you think that you a
It's
motherfucker that
called
can fuck with me?
transliteration,
Like have
dummy.
you lost your goddamn mind? You think that
No,
I give
I
a
got
fuck what
sense.
you think
You
about me,
obviously don't.
motherfucker? Like you think that you are somebody that I sit around wondering what type of value you assign to
You
me?
hadn't looked at my profile for what?
Motherfucker, I can look at your
Because you worried about
username and
me,
tell
motherfucker.
your level of thought. Like your intellectual level ain't nowhere
I
near
was
mine. Like
answering.
you wouldn't even make me get wet,
I was answering.
motherfucker. Like what
You
the
just gonna keep
fuck?
talking.
You sound dumb. You
You sound
sound
childish.
dumb.
You sound childish.
Yeah, I
You can't
sound
even have a
childish.
conversation.
Yeah, oh now you want
The
to be
deeper
an
your voice
adult.
gets, the more
Now
report
now
says.
you want to be an adult. Now you want me to
I
talk to
answered the
you like you got
question.
some intellectual sense. Then don't come up here fucking gaslighting and
I
fucking
wasn't
lying.
gaslighting. I
Like
answered.
stand on your stupid ass, stand on your bullshit. You came up here and
I
fucking
stood
lied and
on it,
said
and
marriage was. You came up here and said sex was law. That sex was marriage. That
it is.
if you had sex that you were
It is.
automatically married. And as soon as I literally said no, it ain't. As soon as I bring up
I didn't
Tamar, as soon
say.
as I bring up Tamar and Judah, you making up some shit. And then all of a sudden you crashing the fuck out. And then you don't like it, right?
You
You don't
mad?
like it when I match that
You
shit,
mad?
right? This why y'all teach
You
this why
mad?
y'all teach women or indoctrinate
You
women
mad?
to be ladies so that y'all can bullshit them. And then you don't like when a feminine presenting woman can match your
Real.
motherfucking energy, right? You don't like when a feminine presenting woman can read your shit. That's what you don't like. That's why you calling me man. That's why you sit up under me day after fucking day, night after night.
Ain't shit feminine about you.
Okay, good. I like that. Thank you for the compliment. You gonna cry now?
I mean, I'm not crying. I was trying to answer your dumbass question. You want
Oh,
to
it's
go
a
off on a
dumbass
tangent.
question. It's a dumbass question. You the one who came up here to talk about women's pussies. Like you the
No,
one
I didn't.
who are
I
so
answered your
mad
prompt.
that women want to fuck who
Bruh,
they want to
hey,
fuck.
also, man, what's wrong with this bitch, dog?
Oh, now I'm a bitch.
You
Your
been a
feelings
bitch since
hurt.
I got on the
Your
stage.
your feelings hurt. Are your
No,
feelings
I'm not
hurt?
hurt. I'm trying to talk to the
Yeah,
only
your
man
feelings
up
are
here.
hurt. Let's talk intellectually. Let's talk
Okay, let me
intellectually.
answer your intellectual question.
So again, why you so worried about what a woman does with
I'm
her
not
pussy
worried
if it
about
ain't
nobody.
if
I'm
you
answering
ain't
your
fucking
question.
it, if you ain't fucking
You
it,
weak as
why you
fuck. You
worried
can't
about
even
it?
let me talk.
If you're not fucking it, why you worried about it?
I'm not worried about it. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
yes you
answer your
are.
dumbass
Like
question.
you literally came up here lying, saying that marriage is sex. Like
I said that
literally,
because
the
that's the
reason
truth.
why you're up here is because you want to
Also,
assert that sex before
it ain't
marriage
because of
is
Oso.
wrong. What the fuck are you calling Oso for?
I'm
Like
only
what?
up here
What do you
because of
think
Oso.
Oso's gonna do?
I didn't say that
Like
he's
what
gonna
the
do
fuck do you
something.
think Oso's gonna do?
I didn't say he was
Like
gonna
what?
do
What?
something.
Like what the fuck are you calling on Oso for?
I didn't call on Oso. I
You
said I'm
have
up
called
here
Oso's name
only
multiple
because of
times.
Oso. I
You
asked
have
him
called
to get his
Oso's
dick
name
because he's
multiple
the only man on
times.
stage.
In what? You can't handle the. You can't handle me. You can't handle the bitch. You
I'm
gotta
not
reach for
handling
Oso.
nothing. I'm trying to talk, and you just keep muting me and
I'm
talking like a
asking you
man.
the fucking question.
What's the question you
I'm
asking
asking.
me about Tamar
I've
and
asked you.
Judah?
I don't know
I
how many
answered it.
times.
I said
What
Judah
the
is a
fuck
trick.
do you
Keep saying
care
he's
what a
my
woman
pussy.
does with her pussy if you ain't the
Man, the
one
only
fucking
pussy I
it?
worry about is the one that belongs to me.
Exactly. That's the only one you should be worried about.
Okay. So
That's
I
it.
answered your question
That's
that's
it.
on the
That's
front. I don't
all.
understand why you so
That's
mad.
it. That's all. Don't be going around lying, telling
Lying
people
about
that
what?
sex before marriage is a sin. It's
I didn't say
unrighteous.
that. I said sex
That you
before
literally
marriage doesn't
did.
exist
Don't be
because sex
lying to women,
is
telling women
marriage.
that sex is marriage.
Sex is
Worry
marriage.
about the pussy that you fucking and live your life. That's it. That's all.
You feel better now?
Yep.
Okay. So to the prompt, sex is marriage. As far as your question concerning Judah,
Say my name, say my name. Weird ass dude. Why you up here? God damn, boy, why my mouth?
Also,
Why my name
also,
in your mouth
also.
like that? What? That's crazy. I just, I ain't want to get in because then he would have felt justified and he jumped. You know what I'm saying? So I got to tell you shit. You feel me? Man, I don't fuck with that dude.
That shit is crazy.
Also, help
Help
me,
me. Help
help
me.
me. Also,
Motherfucker
take me
was
out of this.
drowning.
Come on, you're a man. Protect me. Shut your dumb ass back down.
Oh my god.
I'm over here cooking and shit, nigga. I ain't worried about you.
He was calling on your ass the way he should have been calling on Jesus. That shit is funny though. oh, oh my gosh, that shit was funny.
Oh man.
Where did Lala go?
I'm not
Now he
sure.
back in the box.
Oh,
Somebody should play I Need You Now. Oh, so I need you now.
help me.
Unity and Dahlia, are y'all in the box on purpose or on accident? Yaya? Yaya, are you there? Okay. That shit was weird for a person to say that who they mama fucks is their business because he
Yeah,
came out of it. Who says that shit?
weird
Like who
niggas.
says that? Uh Jackie, you're not connecting. All right, y'all. If you are a believer in the God of the Bible, if you're deconstructing or if you're an atheist, the guest box is open. Also, if you do want to answer any of the questions that we've been asking during this live stream regarding black atheists or atheists, period, being told to keep their views to themselves, and specifically black atheists and how that silencing black atheists mimics silencing black people when it comes to racism. You are more than welcome to talk about that as well when you come on stage. Hey, Zena May.
Hi, Thinker. Hey, Oso. Hey,
So
Chad. How are y'all today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I had a crazy dream. It's funny. I woke up literally like probably 5 minutes before you ended the live last night, and I was devastated. I was like, "Wait, how am I gonna get back to sleep? I need to." I was like, "Wait, what am I gonna do, child?" I was up to like 5 a.m. But no, I actually had a question about number two. I was on TikTok and I ran across a live of an ex pastor, and he sounded and he sounded just like a like I actually thought that he was a pastor, and um I know that this is for regular pastors, but I wonder how many ex pastors excuse me are confronting what they taught and really reconciling it. And I bring that man up because when I was listening to him, he had a scripture in the background, but he wasn't, it was like, it felt like I was listening to a pastor talk about like a new gimmick, if that makes sense. And he was talking about, the end times and things like that, actually, which was kind of interesting. You have that topic up, but he was talking about it, but not in a way where like,
Not all.